Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, we've been very excited, haven't we? So I've got two special guests here in the kitchen tonight, and I have to tell you, I am extremely delighted that they're joining us. So no further ado, let's get them forward. Come on. It's Maria and Laura. I finally got them to bake tonight. So Maria's going to make some macarons. What are you going to make, Laura?
Probably go with a little bit of a sponge cake and see how we go.
They deserve celebrity status, don't they? What do you think, guys? Are you happy with that?
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So just give us a big thumbs up. Let us know that you're here, okay? If you're new to this Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, say hi. Tell us that you're a newbie. Welcome to the group. We're really very excited that you're here. And yeah, so let's get started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
What? Where have you come from?
Excuse me.
Laura, I know I've been poorly, but what's going on?
We might not be in the right kitchen.
What kitchen are we in? I thought we were in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen.
Welcome to Malaga.
We'll say goodbye.
Do you know who this guy is? Do you know what we've had to do to get him? And we've got another one here. Come on, David, you've got to come and say hello.
He's getting his glasses off.
Hello everyone.
So, if you don't know him, there's something seriously wrong with you guys. We have got Paul Bradford and his partner David with us tonight. David doesn't make cakes though.
No,
And I'm faking because I think it's a technical issue.
Right.
So he is a Laura of the team. He looks after the cameras. So please give a big thumbs up. I'm sure you're really, really excited that we've got Paul with us tonight. And he is, I thought I was going to do a bit of cake decorating, but he's had to help me out so far. So we're just going to wing this one.
We always wing it anyway. It's a wing and a prayer, isn't it? Yeah.
So I was talking to Paul at Cake International. I said, don't forget Paul, we're coming. He said, no, I've not forgot. What am I doing? I said, I don't know, just knock up a model. So I believe you're knocking up a model tonight, aren't you?
I believe so, yeah. We'll see what happens.
You've not made it before, so we're going to see how it goes, just how we like it.
Absolutely.
And then I am actually going to do a hedgehog using the Nifty Nozzles. I want to say a big thank you to Nicola from the Little Peach Cakery. She's given me permission to make her hedgehog. So I don't know whether I'll be as good as her, but you know what, let's give it a go because it's a beautiful little design. And I've had to get Paul to help me out because I'm not very good at this sugar coating stuff, and you know how I slap the buttercream on and it's always rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the slap it on rustic rough version.
I walked into the kitchen, started shaking.
So I said to Paul, you're going to have to put the front on me, and he's going to make the nose for me and the ears. I've dragged him into the whole lot. I'm actually not sure what bit I'm doing. So anyway, he smoothed it out as best as he could. So
It's not bad.
yeah, no, you've done a good job, haven't you? Really chuffed. So, David, are we live? How are we doing with yours?
We are. Yes.
We are live.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hi guys!
Hi!
So, I feel like it's the Eurovision Song Contest.
So, just for both audiences here. So, Sugar and Crumbs is over here. Cakeflix is over here, so we will talk to both cameras.
Yeah, so we're not sort of cockeyed and we're not going all over the place. We have actually got two cameras. So as you may have all had the introduction, we've got Carol from Sugar and Crumbs, and she's came all the way from England.
Yeah.
Yes, and we talked about this ages ago.
Yes.
Ages ago. Carol was here on holiday. And we just got the doorbell rang, and she was just there with all the icings and flavoured sugars, and you can see we've got them in the background there. And that's what you're most famous for, isn't it? Your flavoured ice and sugars. Yeah. So I've got a massive goodie bag around the back that we have some fun with once you go away.
And you taste one of the first flavours tonight.
What flavour was that?
Vanilla fudge.
That was so tasty. Very nice.
Because
of course I make
I
ganache.
remember doing a demo for me years ago when we first started. I sent you a goodie bag then.
Oh no.
That's when you were living in Spain last time.
That's
I had
right.
to ship it out to Spain then.
No, because I had the bag. You gave me all those bags for life.
Yes, I did.
And it was sat on the shelf for months and months. I thought, I need to use some of that stuff. I saw it every day for like a year.
Well, I hope he uses this stuff quicker.
Yeah. Oh no, I was using it over the year. It's just the bag sat there, so it was all good. So what we're going to do tonight is something a bit different, and it's actually quite fun. I love this how it's like two different streams going on at the same time. So you can see here, I've got a little Christmas cake, and then we've got a little hedgehog. So apparently Carol's well, I'm going to help you out.
You are.
So we're going to do this really little cute hedgehog cake, and then I'm going to do this little Santa cake here. So a little Christmas cake that I whipped up just before we came on live. And I'm going to do, I've never made it before because Carl said I want you to wing it, so I'm really going to wing it. And I'm going to get some bamboo sticks and we're going to make a Santa and a wee Rudolph underneath Santa's legs. Fingers crossed.
And can I tell you, I've never known anybody who can whip up a cake like this. He decorated this in like just while we were talking. The conversation was over and it was done. And it was like, how have you done that in so much time? That would have taken us all day. So also while we're here, we want to talk to you about Paul's Cakeflix. It's a very new idea of theirs that they've just started. And I'm going to let Paul explain it to you. I know you guys already know over on Cakeflix, but our Sugar and Crumbs people, not all of you know. I know lots of you do follow Paul, but we're going to ask you to go over and follow his page. And I'm going to let Paul tell you all about the Cakeflix and the classes that he does and some of the things that you make, because there's some beauties behind it.
What a lovely introduction, thank you very much.
You deserve it.
So we are an online cake school and we have over 800 online tutorials to date. Is that right, David?
Yeah, 850
online tutorials to date, and we film a new one every single week of the year. So now you might see in the background, I've actually taken most of them away. So this blue cake here was filmed with Michelle Smith for Sydney, Australia, and that's an online tutorial. But these two here are actually brand new cakes that have never been seen before. This is the first time we've had them live.
Can we get them there? Right in front?
Yeah, we'll bring them over.
Yeah.
Bring over, yeah.
You've got to see these. I fell in love with them. I want to go on the class.
So this is going to be one of my new attended classes, and it's what we call it, Playful Dragons. Playful Dragons, and it's 3 little baby dragons, and they're all cake. So it's the bodies are all cake, and then their heads are made of polystyrene. So it's a one-day class. This cake, and they'll be live next year sometime. So we've got this one, and then this is the one that I finished just this morning, just before you arrived. Can you see that one up there? Yeah. So this is the cake part here. You can see some of the legs are shrinking down because of the heat from earlier on. Yeah, can you see that?
You should have said anything. I would never have known. I've been here all afternoon. I have noticed.
I think it got warmer and warmer as the day went on. So the cake there, and then we've got the wee cartoon characters up there. So that's a one-day class coming up soon as well. So I'm
going to book on that one as well because I just love them. They're amazing.
Good fun. And then the big one that we love doing, we're talking before we went on set, is our 5-day wedding class. So I'm teaching that in March next year here in Spain, in Malaga. And it's a 5-day wedding course, and it's March sometime, David. You know the dates?
The end of March.
The end of
That's
March.
very informative, the end of March. Come on, David.
David or Ken will put a link on for how to be able to find on the Cakeflix site, and maybe someone can do it on
And these are going to be
well,
next year's classes.
These are next year's.
And where do you hold these here as well in Malaga?
They're going to be here and possibly down under in Australia. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If they like it, and also we've got a few more dates, possibly somewhere in America next year. That'll be my first time teaching in America, so San Diego maybe. So we'll see. So that's exciting. So So obviously I've never taught this one. So whoever comes in the first class, you'll be the guinea pigs.
Well, I'm booking on the first class. I want to do this one. I love these. What do you think, guys? You've got to be giving those love ups for this. This is amazing. And I saw it yesterday, and this one was half done. And I was just like, I've been in love with it. I've been dreaming about it all night.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah, no,
it's good fun. It's always good to get playing in the studio with no cameras on, because I've always got cameras following me all the time. So and he's very look. Oh, there we go. So very, very strong as well. So I'm not going to put it upside down, but you can pretty much put it upside down, but maybe not when the cameras are watching us. Yeah. So anything else, David, that you want to mention?
Oh, yes.
And have you got any more technical issues, David, or are you with us?
Yeah, I've developed some lines.
We just love technical issues.
We
have it on our cameras too.
I'm trying to...
Well, why don't we talk about your flavoured sugars? Yeah? Okay. So for our guys.
So my Sugar and Crumbs guys know, but just in case you Cakeflix guys don't know, we make flavoured icing sugars. We're called Sugar and Crumbs. We've actually just had our 5th birthday celebrations. We make a full range of sugars. I think there's between 34 and 40 flavours at a time.
Wow.
I know, my husband goes mad and says we've got to get rid. And then we get rid of one and everyone starts crying and going, where is it? I can't live without banana split or something. So, I'm with them, let's keep the flavours going if If we've made them, let's do them.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're natural. They're used with natural flavourings. You can use them to make not just buttercream. Use them to make cheesecakes, macarons. And I wasn't joking about Maria making macarons. Such a funny story this week. She came into work with macarons and started to tell me the recipe. And I was telling Paul, and he looked as baffled as Laura and I. She's made them with self-raising flour. But they tasted amazing.
Because she didn't have any bicarbonate soda.
She didn't have any bicarbonated soda. So she put self-raising flour in, but they puffed up, they were beautiful. Everyone scoffed them, they were great.
You need a tutorial on it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So on the bags, it's, you know, most of the bags are colour-coded. We do have some winter flavours, some summer flavours. On the bags is the simple buttercream recipe. We also have on there our recipe website to give you a bit more inspiration. And it's all people, just normal people like yourselves who are baked with our products and then they put them on our website. So that's that, and I brought a nice little bundle of them for Paul. I don't know how many we brought, I think about 20 bags or so.
And you also brought a whole suitcase full, that's for sure. Yeah.
It was past the weight limit when we brought them in.
Was it? Oh no.
So that's that. And then we're also in partners with Alexander Lebedev over the genuine Russian piping tips, Nifty Nozzles, and that's what I'm going to use tonight. I don't know whether you've seen them in action.
I've never, that's what I was going to say. When you showed me the picture of what we're doing tonight, you just took it for granted. I was like, oh my god, you know, it looks so cool, the back, so I've never used them before.
Should only take 5 minutes to decorate.
5 minutes, is that right?
Yeah, it doesn't take
long.
Well, in fact, there's more hard work going into you putting that sugar paste on. And Paul has been delegated to make the... He didn't know all this. I just sort of dumped it on
5 minutes
tonight.
ago, yeah.
And I said, listen, Paul, I'm not good, but can you make the feet, the arms, the ears, the nose? And he's like, right, okay. There's the picture. Thanks, Nicola.
So I've got a screenshot on my phone here. That's what I know what I'm making.
So the little peach cakery, there he is taking the screenshots of that so he can copy it for me. And I'll just do the nozzle bits.
Yeah, you can just keep it right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So are we ready to go? Who's going to go? We're going to get you going first.
Oh no, let's get the nose on.
Should we get the nose on?
Yeah, let's get the nose on. So we'll move this out of the way.
So Nicola's actually watching tonight.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Are you excited, Nicola?
She sent a lovely remark saying she's really, really flattered and pleased that you're going to do her cake this evening.
She was
really
pleased when I messaged her and asked her.
Oh, the pressure now.
Sorry, I have not said that.
Hey, let's get a nose
I get that nose right, I know. I was ready for putting a big chocolate brown nose on, but I can't do that.
That's why I give it to him to do. I thought I can't cope with the pressure. So basically, this is just a 6-inch sponge, 5 layers. Okay, we have thrown them together, I will tell you, and then we have just buttercreamed them. I've done the usual rustic slap it on buttercream. Paul would have probably done it a lot nicer. He's had to smooth it out as best as he can so that we can have some sort of smoothness on this side, which I didn't think about. So he's already had the challenge. So that's all we've done. So the cake is sugar paste halfway round, and then I'm going to get Paul to put the nose on, and we'll make some ears, and they can be drying. I think we need some Tylo as well in our sugar paste. Have you got some Tylo?
Some Tylo, do you think? A little bit of Tylo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Tylo out.
I don't know whether we need Tylo for the nose. Maybe we do, I don't know.
No.
We'll just go with it. We've got to always have a floppy nose.
So what was the Tylo's for?
For his ears.
Oh, for his ears? Oh, we'll put some in for the nose, because I think it's quite a long nose. Yeah. So roughly, I normally see 1 teaspoon of Tylo is about 250 grams.
Did you see him measure it there?
Yeah.
That's what you do when you're good, isn't it? You just throw it on. So as per usual, for the Cakeflix audience, we do have Maria in the kitchen. So she might get on David's nerves now because she comes in and she actually videos close up so that she can make 1 minute little videos, which we will share with Cakeflix. We will give them the link with their logo on as well.
Fantastic.
So she'll follow Paul and then she'll film me, and just so that you want to understand why there's this camera stuck in sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras tonight, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah,
and 2 mics.
And tonight it's all about just being fun. We've actually got no script. You know how it is in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. We don't actually have a script. We're just going to go with it. And Paul's very relaxed as well, so he's very much right. Okay, we're going with it.
Yeah, winging a prayer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I can't quite remember how it is, but I'm going to I think that's how she did it.
Yeah.
And then we get the little rolling pin. So I made a cone, so there's a little nose there. And then we flatten this out. I think that's going to be too long, so make it a bit smaller. And then I think what she does is she flattens this out. Is that right?
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. There we go. So I'm going to hold it
She
up.
makes it quite big, so we can get his eyes on.
Yeah. There we go.
Says me as though I know. I just know when he does it wrong.
That's when it happens 5 minutes before. I think you should just do it. It's actually going to be quite small, is it? Oh yeah, I need to go bigger. I shouldn't have cut that back bit off. I should have kept it. Oh, there we go.
We could always take his nose down.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
So we've got a question from Krista asking if we can deliver to the United States flavoured sugars.
Oh.
We can deliver. We do actually have a supplier in the United States, Country Kitchens. They take a small range, and we have got interest from another supplier. And we are talking to a lot of people in the United States at the moment. That was one of the things that came out from Cake International. Our biggest thing is our product is heavy and low value, so by the time you've added shipping costs on, it makes it very expensive once it gets to the United States.
Didn't you just buy a house in America then and just live between the two?
Just start making it now, yeah. That's how I started in the kitchen at home, making this flavoured icing sugar.
Is that right?
Yeah, and we still make it ourselves. We don't actually send it out.
That's what I was asking, yeah, because I was wondering if it was made abroad or...
No, we make it all ourselves in-house. We now actually have our own little warehouse for the production area where the boys go home every day smelling of salted caramel or raspberry and white chocolate, which, you know, is quite interesting for their wives.
Okay, so I'm just stretching it out a little bit, just to get a little bit. Let's see. What do you think? Are we getting there? Yeah, that looks good. I think a shorter nose.
He's looking a bit like an elephant.
He's got a slight elephant feel, yeah. It's because I'm making these big noses in the back there, and that's what it is. Right, okay, so I think that looks good. Yeah. And then we'll just give it a wee, maybe I'll cut it there, and then we're going to make it a little bit longer, a little bit pointier just at the end there, just so it's not too chunky nose.
Yeah. Well, don't forget you're going to put that pink on.
Yeah. Do you want to get a bit of pink out for me?
Yeah.
Good. Now, I'm not going to trust it just sitting there floating on the side of the cake, so I'm going to use a bit of pasta, if that's alright.
Think you should.
I ain't risking it, definitely not risking it.
Paul did ask me, was there anything in it to hold it up? And I went, no, I don't think so. He said, are you sure it's going to hold up? And I went, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not risking it. Not when we've got some people watching.
Can I ask a quick question as well? So Louise Hirons says, how quick does a Tylo take to firm up in the sugar paste?
Yeah.
Is it pretty much instant, or do you have to leave it for a while?
Yeah, so you've got one called, what's the other one called? I can't remember the name of it. Not CMC, what's the one called? That's what I mean. Yeah, so it's pretty much instant. So a lot of people like to make it the night before, but I pretty much just put it in straight away and it works fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not that organised to make it the night before. I'm sure you're the same. Yeah. Alright, so let's go and let's just pop this on there. How high up? Oh yeah, it's quite high up. Yeah. So I think we're going to go on about here. Yeah, there we go. Good. Yeah. And then we want to get the spaghetti in. I think that nose is still a little bit on the big side, so I'm going to amputate. There we go.
And then we're just going to whiz it round. Maria's filming that, and I'm going to whiz it round so both audiences can see.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I'm on there.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see there?
Oh yeah, we've got that many cameras
yes,
on. Yeah,
it's good, isn't it? But what about your audience? Can they see from up there?
Yeah.
Crikey, look at the angles in here. We've got it all ways.
Pretty
Maria's
amazing.
highly delighted. She's right in there.
Yeah. And this is quite unusual. I feel like there's like all these bodies and it's just myself, David and two dogs. Oh, I shouldn't have said the two dogs. Yeah. Ben and Paco being taken out because we're worried because it's going to get too warm in here, and obviously food safe as well. Yeah. There we go. All right, so that looks good. Actually, I'm a bit concerned that that's still a little bit heavy, so I'm going to take it out and put a lollipop stick in, just because it's quite hot in here tonight, isn't it? So we don't want to risk live on Facebook our nose falling off, especially when the creators are also watching us. That's the stress. What do you think? Is that big enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Oh,
look
at that. And that's it finished. Thanks very much.
Don't get away that easy. You've got hairs to do, yeah?
There we go. That was cute. Right, so for the eyes, I'm going to use a ball tool, I think, just to sort of get a little less space there. So, Carol, you decide where you want them to go. You want them really at the side? Yeah, about there, I think.
Yeah,
what
I
do you
think so. That's perfect.
I think so.
And then we also have to put in a little belly button down there.
A belly button as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Just a little small one.
Oh yeah, we've got belly buttons and the dragons. Yeah, the wee baby dragons.
Oh yeah, of course you
that was a last minute thing this morning.
Yeah.
You didn't see them yesterday when
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
I think we're doing sort of cutesy things that the wee belly button works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. So is everyone, I feel strange doing it back to the correct way, because normally you're trying to put it around the back. Okay, now actually I might have made Abel's a wee bit on the small side now that I've seen the size of your eyes.
Yeah.
Or I might make the eyes a little bit smaller if that's alright. I think
Yes,
they're,
you can.
they're kind of huge. I think they're like massive. So,
This is why you're the professional and I can't do it.
it's funny because I always say that to students, is you normally make them double the size and only one eye's enough for the two, so, and you've done exactly that, so it's quite good. It shows that works, that theory. There we go, let's have a look.
So how is the audience enjoying it from both sides?
Absolutely loving it.
Is it?
Are they?
Oh, that's
Absolutely
good.
loving it from
That's
our
good.
page.
Did you love the surprise?
Yes.
Are you disappointed it wasn't Laura and Maria? And I've just upgraded you to celebrity status as well. Well, you wouldn't believe the drama that went on here. So we've got ready this weekend. I'm full of the flu, as you know. I've been suffering. I've drove Laura mad, coughing and sneezing. I had to get myself prepared for today. And I brought all the cameras, I brought everything. So we set off for Paul and David's tonight. We get here, I leave Laura and Maria setting up the cameras. And what do they do?
So
They.
I think what they do.
This person has forgot the cameras. She's only remembered the phones.
Put it this way, I was looking for the fire exit of the house. I was like, not for me, for you.
I know. So poor Laura has got no big control panel where she can watch everything. She's working off the tiniest screen. How Maria has done it, but she's managed to divide everything with 3 bags. 1 bag for everything. She's put the phones in her handbag. We brought this massive big bag just with cables in. Don't get it? And the iPads, what we need, are on the table at home. In my bag at home that I didn't bring with me because I had no idea. So there was just a bit of drama. David kept his mouth shut. Paul and I went in the kitchen out the way.
Yeah, we just thought, okay, that's fine. Normally we have our own dramas, like what's happened tonight. I think a wee bit. Is it? If we got it back now?
We're back.
We're back. Yeah. It's a joy with live, though, isn't it?
It is.
And you've travelled all the way from the UK.
Yeah.
So, but it's a 2-hour round trip, isn't it? So there was no going back, really, wasn't there?
No. But that was it for us to go back because Maria said we've got to go back to the apartment. I said, no, you're joking. It took us an hour to drive here, an hour back, and we would have just got here in time for the live. So, and the funniest thing on Paul's side is that they go live at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
At 8 o'clock Spanish time for a 7 o'clock live, and they weren't sure what they posted out, so that would have been so funny yesterday if we'd been sitting and they'd been ready to go an hour early, just by chance conversation.
That was so lucky because we generally, I know it was, that would have been so funny. Yeah, well, not.
No, exactly. So are these going to be very long years, these then, Paul?
I'm icing the board if you don't mind.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I can't not ice a board. I mean, it's a really nice board, but it needs to be iced. I was twitching. I looked at the photo and I was like, "That's a nice board. I can't not have it iced." So so we're just going to ice the board.
Can I just spin him round so I can see his face just for a second?
No, it's perfect actually because that's easier. The view lab.
Lovely.
There we go. Yeah. So well, what was funny when you came in was it the summertime? When was that? And
July.
And it seemed like ages away. And then all of a sudden, it was Cake International 2 weeks ago, and it was boom.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at keeping secrets. Like, I'm the worst person ever. So I did really well. David's pretty impressed that I actually managed to keep hush. Because I saw a lot of people at Cake International, especially when you reminded me as well. I thought that was the worst thing you could have.
I think, but when I reminded you, you went, "Oh, I've already told a few of my students." But anyhow, so for those of you who have guessed, great, well done. I did like the Santa and Elves celebrity though.
Yeah, that was, well, we've got Santa at least. Yeah, we've not got an elf, but we've got Santa.
You have made me laugh, you wanting to cover this board.
No.
I was thinking you were making particularly long ears.
You thought I was back to the elephant again. There we go. Sorry.
See, that's the professional side of things, you see. They like to do a covered board.
Yeah, but I always say if you cover the board that adds value, you can charge an extra £5. Right, now I'm going to have to trim the excess off. So it's quite hard because
I'm so pleased Paul is doing my cake, it's great.
I know, just you chat away. Well, it was a bit of a stressful start, so I think you deserve it.
I thought I was very calm in the circumstances.
Yeah,
Stayed out of the way, I said,
you
well,
did.
whatever happens on the night, happens on the night.
we've got a kitchen next door, the house kitchen. So that's where all the mess is. Well, actually, we're getting there now, but yeah. So it's quite good that there's a chill out zone.
So, looking good.
There we
So,
go.
any questions from your side, David?
Lots of shout-outs. Oklahoma, Brazil, Rio de
Nice.
Janeiro,
Fantastic. We love it.
Love the
Come in from all
surprise.
over the world.
Brilliant.
Florida.
We just thought it was really nice to do a bit of surprise because you're always introducing people, and you know what, tonight let's make it a bit of a mystery. Who was it going to be? So, and you know, we wanted Paul and David to come along for such a long time. I've been talking to his team, and then he was in Scotland then, and then I got told they were moving to Malaga, and I was like, how's this going to work? And then I came to see them in July, and Paul's going, well, can you come here? And I thought, right, okay, bit of jolly for me and the girls then. So. It's been good.
It's been good fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the weather's not been fun, but
No.
you know, it's actually, I think it's better weather back home in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had a proper thunderstorm yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were driving back from the hospital. That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
that's another story.
He's already got his own dramas. I came here yesterday, surprised that David was here because he was supposed to be at the football. So he was doing the golf on Saturday, football, and then he said, oh, there's a bit of a story, Carol. They've got the days muddled up and gone to play golf on the day they should have been watching the football. And your brother's had a lovely time with the drink, hasn't he, David?
Yeah.
Mr. Bump.
He fell out of the car. I picked them up from the pub. It was like there's three brothers, and they meet up once a year, and it was the time to come here. And I picked him up from the pub, came home, everyone was fine. Out the car, and it was like someone from slow motion. Do you know when you get momentum, your legs go faster? I could just see him, and it was dark, so he just disappeared. And I just hoped he landed in the bush, but he didn't. Cracked his head, and then we ended up in accident emergency till 3:30 in the morning, and he got kept in all night.
With 9 stitches, a black eye, and a big bruise on his head.
And it's staples as well. It wasn't
Yeah,
even just
staples.
little easy things.
See, look how you've done this. You've just knocked this out. He's just so good, isn't he?
Just where
Are
we're
you
chatting
pleased,
away.
Nicola? I've not had to do this. I've got somebody proper to do it.
Sunday prop.
We have got someone asking what sugar paste we're using tonight.
Well, tonight we're just using. Tonight we're actually using Coolpit sugar paste.
Yeah.
So, and I actually found it. I've used it before actually, and it's actually very nice.
Yeah.
It's floated on here very
It's
easily,
doing
hasn't
not
it?
bad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very
So
happy with
Coolpit
it.
will be very happy. So
Yeah.
I don't know where the bag is.
I chucked it in the bin.
Oh, did you? Well, basically, it's not any fancy sugar paste at all. We do sell it on our website. So if you go to the wish list tonight, everything that we're showing you here tonight is actually on the wish list. I've not actually put anything what Paul's using because I wasn't sure. We wanted to keep it secret. We didn't want to give the game away. But if we do sell anything that Paul's using, I will stick it on the wish list later.
Cool. There we go. So you're going to use a cutter for the ears, but I've just decided
Why do you do that?
I'm just freestyling. So I just made a little cone,
Yeah.
and I'm just pressing down, and that looks
like
cute.
that
There we go.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a wee bit of pink,
Yeah.
please.
There we go.
Can you just move them just slightly closer to our camera just for us to see
Ears.
ears,
Oh, the
please?
ears.
Just
Oh, right, oh, the
for a
ears, sorry.
second, just so
Yeah.
our viewers can see the shape, that's
Would that
all.
be
There
enough?
we go. That's
Doesn't
fine.
his nose look
Fantastic,
cute?
thank you.
That looks cute, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's
And
funny
then-
making somebody else's cake actually, and
That's
they're
great.
watching as well.
Yeah.
And
we
you're
need
talking,
two little-
so
we need
I feel
two
like I
little
don't have to
arms as
talk.
well.
This is
Yeah.
great. I'm just playing. It's great.
That's what happens when you get a professional, isn't it? They can just wing them. It was so funny that at Cake International when Paul says to me, yeah, but Carol, what am I making? I said, I don't know, just knock up a model. And he went, knock up a model?
So I thought I'm going to keep you to that. Yeah. So
We've
Right.
just had some lovely feedback actually. Sarah Webster says, Cakeflix and Sugar and Crumbs are my go-to cake tutorial and advice sites. I
Oh.
couldn't live without them. Love them both.
oh, there we go.
Fantastic. Good.
Thanks. That's well.
But
that's
we do
lovely.
offer 2 types of experiences, in fairness. You know, Sugar and Crumbs is very much about, you know, if you're newbies and you're just starting out and, you know, you want to know how to make a sponge cake or some easy decorating. And you know what, we have some fabulous tutors coming in. We've got Karen Davies in on Monday. We had Marion Frost in last week. You know, we've got loads of lovely people who come in and show you how to use their goods. And then you've got Paul, who really shows you the most magnificent, I can't even get the word out, the most brilliant cakes. They're amazing. I sit there and watch them, and, you know, they're just lovely. And he makes it look so easy. He makes it look like, you know what, I think I can make that.
That's the plan, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
A false sense of security that's nice and easy.
Yeah.
I found that at Cake International. I was hosting the main stage the weekend, and you get all these guests up. So I'm being an MC sort of thing, and they come up, and now I know how the students feel, because these amazing artists from around the world come, and they just make it like that, and they go just like that, and now I know how annoying it is when someone says just like that.
Well, I've got to be honest, I watched the one recently when he had Doc Carrick here.
Oh,
she made that spider, wasn't that amazing?
Oh, the spider, yeah. Oh, that was...
I mean, I thought that was so difficult, but she just made that look so easy. I thought, crikey, I could make that. So joining Cakeflix and watching their tutorials, and the thing is, you can stop and pause them and go back to them. You can just do different stages with them, can't you?
That's what we get when students come for a real class. They go, Paul, can you stop? Because I can't rewind back.
That's true.
Stop speaking so fast.
That's true.
And I don't know about you, but that's what I find at Cake International is people see it so often online that they think that they sort of know you. So people just come up and hug and start talking about their mum, and as if they're because they must talk to you all the time on the camera.
Well, that's the funny thing, because when we've got followers on our page, you talk to them and then you have a conversation, or you might end up having a private message with them.
Yeah.
So when they come and say hello to you, or they want to have their photo taken with you, you're like, can you just tell me your name? Then you go, all right, yeah, I know who you are now.
You work at that little story, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's looking good. We just need some arms.
Just some arms and that's it. Yeah, that's it. He's a bit squinty on top, but never mind.
Spin around. So, sorry, we're going to work both cameras here. Don't you worry, Cakeflix guys, shout up. It's the Sugar and Crumbs live, but in the Cakeflix kitchen, so you have every right to shout up as well. We don't want to leave you out.
Right. Okay, so how let me see.
You're doing a really good job. I've had to do nothing so far.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah. Okay, can you talk? It's perfect. Okay, so squishing down, and then I think we're doing just two little indentations like his little tootsies.
I'm so glad you've done this. I now know for future.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, so I cannot see it.
No.
All right.
Did you just get it? No.
Okay, I'll do another.
Do one again?
I'll do another one. Just we'll do a third one. So you might make a little cone, and then you squish it down with the back of your hand, and then you get the PME tool, and then we're just like that.
Did you get it, Laura? Did you get it? Yeah.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
And then a little bit of glue. Right, on the picture they're actually quite old. Actually, it's quite damp, isn't it? Yeah, I think just like that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, lucky, looks cute.
How cute.
Well done, Nicola. Great idea.
Yeah.
So, guys, so if you want to pop over to the Little Peach Cakery, have a look what she makes there. She's actually got the tutorial on there as well, so you can follow it. That's what Paul's having to follow off his phone.
Yeah. That looks right. There you go. So
looks fantastic.
So I'm going to hand it over to you now. I'm not doing any more. So I'm just going to
go
for a pint, and I'll be back in.
You've done good there. So we've got that there. Can you see from there?
Yep.
Laura, and then I'll show it round to Cakeflix.
Pull him back a bit. Pull him towards you a bit. Towards you.
Towards me.
Yep.
Got it?
Oh, you moved too fast. You moved too fast. 1 minute.
Got it?
Oh,
so do you like this two-camera thing? I know it's so funny. We've got an audience over there and an audience over here.
Right, yeah. I've got him. Perfect view.
Right.
So when you're ready,
and
you
David,
can switch him around for
ready?
Cakeflix.
Where do you want me to turn him? This camera here.
That one.
Just don't know where to look, really. Right, okay then. So I'm going to use the Russian piping tips.
I'm looking forward to this.
I've already got them pre-prepared already. And to be fair, if you've got the genuine Russian nozzles, which are called Nifty Nozzles, by the way. So the gentleman, Alexander Lebedev, is from Russia. He is the original designer, and that's why they're called Russian piping tips. So Nifty Nozzles is the game. We're going to use 3 of them, and the ones that I've chosen tonight is the sunflower, which is on our website. It's in the wish list, and I think it's number 24. And then we're also going to use, it's either Carnation or Lucy. They're both the same, very, very similar. And we're going to use the Night Jasmine, and we're going to use the 352 leaf tip. Now, in fairness, Nicola from the Little Peach Cakery uses a 224 drop flower. But I decided I wanted to use a leaf tip just to make it a little bit different, because he was a hedgehog, so it looked a little bit more spiky. Yeah, so very easy to do. I've already made up the buttercream. It's a simple buttercream recipe, nothing special, 2 to 1. I like it at medium consistency, soft, and all we're going to do is we are just going to, we haven't got a turntable, have we?
Yeah, I'll get one, yeah.
I stole one before.
Yeah.
I'm now
And what will
Just
we do
very
for this,
tall.
what will we do for this camera to lift it up? Brilliant. Oh, he is tall.
Yeah, he's a
So let's just have a little bit of an adjustment on cameras here a minute. Will we be too tall for you, David?
No, we're fine, yeah. That's a bit better.
Yeah,
Look at that.
absolutely. So all we're going to do here, so you guys,
Just
when...
1 second, sorry. I'm not on this camera yet while I
No
adjust
worries.
it. Don't want to make people seasick.
That's very wide though, isn't it? Just for our audience, because I've never seen that before. Look, compared to a normal nozzle,
Yes.
look at the size difference.
And there are large nozzles. We do a bigger one than that.
Oh, you do a bigger one?
Yeah.
Jeez,
And
Louise.
we've actually got a bigger one, but I've not released them.
A bigger one.
Yeah, a bigger one. But I've not released them yet. I've actually had them out 2 years, but not released them because I can get them to work, but I think they need a bit
It's,
more.
it's one of those. It's like sliced bread thing, isn't it? It's just a go-to thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're so easy once you get going with them.
Fantastic. There you
So
go.
we ready?
I'll hand you over.
So we're just going to randomly put them on all the time when you use the nozzles. The nozzle, is this under your camera now?
Yeah. Right.
So the nozzle must hit the cake. So you must squeeze onto the cake, squeeze, release, off, and we're just going to randomly put them all over.
One hand as well. Look at
Yeah.
that, showing off.
Of course. And this is why it only needs to be rustic. Your buttercream at the back. So we're just going to put this all over. Now, I'm not using too many browns. If you look what Nicola does, she's done loads of various colours. And, you know, it can be any colour you want. So let's just put this here. So you're just going to squeeze.
Now don't follow my line though. You need to
No,
go.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Just in case.
He wasn't going to have a hairline anyhow. So we're just going to put them randomly all over. So you'll see that my colours tonight are pinks and oranges. I have got a darker colour to go in. And you'll see how quickly I'm just squeezing these off. My terminology can sometimes, we have to be a bit careful. I won't say it here, but I got myself in a right mess with some terminology the other week about squeezing. So
We made the cake shop my sister worked for us for a couple of years, and she used to call the Royal Icing bag the pipey pump. Paul, where's the pipey pump? I'm sure that's just such a basic term. She doesn't make cakes anymore. She's a beauty therapist.
So there's a lot of love for the collaboration. Well
Yes.
done, guys.
yeah, good.
Yay. You just need to move over, guys. That's
I
it.
think we just move over
Well,
and
you'll
we're
be quite
together.
happy, yeah.
Paul's
Well-
dad's just joined the audience.
Oh, Dad joined. Hi, Dad.
Oh.
Yeah. It's chaos at the villa.
So you'll see, look just how easy these nozzles
That's a
are
cool one,
coming
isn't
on.
it? I like that one.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
so just mixing the colours together. I might just bring a bit more over here.
So the browns can give it a kind of autumny feel, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think that's such a good thing though, it's so adaptable, isn't it? To any theme, any sort of age, you could do it for a child, you can do it for an adult.
yes.
I think that's what's so good about it.
Oh no, it's got the cute factor, hasn't it?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
You'll see here that I don't know whether you can see on the camera there, that I just pulled it off too fast. And I
Yeah.
don't know whether,
Yeah,
Which one?
you see there.
yeah. So all I'm going to do is just lift it up, push it back in, squeeze again. So don't ever worry about things like that.
We've got a bit of a challenge for you, Paul. So if a couple of our viewers want to see you having a go with the Nifty Nozzles.
Do you know, I knew that was going to happen. Just keep going, Carol, keep going. Faster.
We might not have enough time tonight, guys. I'll get you out of that one, don't worry.
Where's that plug?
It's the Wi-Fi just broke.
Yeah.
So hang on a second.
It's a question I've got to ask, and I'm sure your viewers will probably know, but how much these things cost?
The nozzles.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're not very expensive. They are £2 £75 full price, aren't they?
Oh.
And I think they're £3.75 for the large, but we do them in bundle deals. And obviously, when there's a sale coming up, we reduce them. When we go to the shows, we always do an
I thought they were
offer.
going to be a lot more expensive than that.
Yeah, and funny enough, we were at the cake show and some guy was selling copies of them, and he was actually selling them dearer than the originals, which made no sense to me whatsoever. So not only have people bought copies, but paid more for it. So you really should be careful what you're buying. So you'll see that I'm just filling in. Right, I think he'll do now.
I'm switching because I think we've got to turn around. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we've
so
got to
you
go
do
over,
that,
haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I like it when he starts twitching. Are you down to tidy it up?
No, this is great actually. I'm just
Right,
going to
so-
sit back here.
Yeah.
Normally at this point I'm sweating buckets and stressed because I'm doing too much. Mind you, I've still got mine to make, so
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't speak to
Yeah.
soon.
Let me just wipe the cloth there.
I've got a whole family affair going on tonight.
Have you?
I've
Why?
got
What's going
what
on?
everyone's watching.
I know.
Brother, sister, mum, sister-in-law, everyone. Don't know. No, yeah.
Is John watching?
And John is watching.
Is
John's
he?
been messaging me. Yeah, John's watching.
I'm amazed he doesn't normally watch the lives. John used to be our cameraman. Oh, he couldn't wait till Laura was trained now.
Oh, is that
Handed
right?
it over.
And the reins.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty
That
even
looks
there,
good,
doesn't
yeah,
it?
that's
So
it, yeah.
we'll do with that there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to use the leaf tip now to fill in. So it's a bit stiff, this leaf tip. Just let me get a bit of this out. The leaf tip's actually harder than using the Russian
Of course, it's
piping
because it's so
tip.
small, the roll,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So just give me a minute. Do you know what I'm going to do?
Do you want me
Just going to squeeze some of this out a minute.
Right.
Have you got a bowl here? That's it. What I can do is I can do it in here. Just 1 minute, guys.
Yeah, loads of positive comments saying it's absolutely adorable already. As soon as you start the different colours coming together, I think it just gives you a bigger picture of how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
It's got the
I've
cute
just
part.
overfilled my bag, and that's why the leaf tip is
There we go. You're off
like a what? Go on.
like a what? Like a grasshopper. I was going to say something else. I can't actually say that. There's children watching.
I think we're after 9 now, aren't we?
In which
I was
country?
going to say depends which country we're in.
Yeah, not been going quite an hour yet. Only about 43
Oh, you better slow down,
minutes-ish.
Carol. Slow down. My goodness.
Maxine Lockwood just did ask how much, in terms of the height of the cake, and in terms of how much buttercream it's taking you to cover.
Right, okay. I've used a kilo of buttercream. So the cake is 6-inch rounds, and we've used 5 layers. How much is it now?
It's just sitting, what, 7 inches?
Yeah.
It's been filled? Yeah.
So it's a 6-inch cake. We've used 5 layers. In fairness, you had to laugh because we brought the cake from the UK, and then Maria and I were in the apartment putting it together today because we've taken it out of the freezer, and it was really this high. So we took a layer off, and then we put it in the fridge, left it there for a little while longer, and then we went back and said, no, he's still too tall, and we dropped him down again. So the birdies local tomorrow, when we're on the way to the airport, we'll be getting lots of cake crumbs. So, and I think that will do.
Look at that.
How quick to decorate that.
I love that. It's quite juicy, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just so
There
thick
you go.
in texture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really good.
so I'll get my nozzles out of the way, give him a little spin.
Oh,
Looks
look
alright,
at
doesn't
that.
he?
Pretty clap. Look at that.
Yeah, we made that together,
I
Paul.
know, look at that.
Adorable.
So
cute.
thank you, Nicola at the Peach Cakery. Well done, and thank you for letting us use your design. Really chuffed. And to be fair, I couldn't have done it without Paul. I'm sure I could at home if I'd had a practice, but as you know, I'm winging it on the night. And I just said to Paul, I just asked Paul before for some pink sugar paste and black eyes. Then I said, actually, do you think you could cover it for me? In fact, do you think you could make the ears? Oh, actually, you know, the nose and everything else. Which worked
It's
out
not
quite
the
well.
sugar paste mark.
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
that's me done, guys.
So how much would you charge for a cake like this?
Oh yeah, that's what our pro members asking.
Is
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Well,
Is
personally,
that a pro member? Yeah.
It's me trying to plug the great cake pricing debate.
Oh. Oh, yeah. So on Wednesday night we're having the great cake pricing debate. It's 8 o'clock. No. What time?
7 o'clock UK.
7 o'clock UK time. So we're going to be discussing pricing. So this will be interesting. How much?
It will be.
How much? How much would you?
It will, because all you guys who are on the cake community know that I don't allow pricing on there because you all fall out with each other. So this will be a great opportunity for you to go and join Paul on his Cakeflix, and you can ask those questions.
Yeah.
And personally, guys, what would you charge for that? Because I know what I would charge for it.
Be interesting to find out. Yeah, yeah.
What are they saying? What are you guys thinking on Cakeflix? What are our guys saying?
We'll have to bear with because we're a little bit behind.
Oh,
Our stream is.
Of course, I always forget
Yes.
the 30-second
And
delay.
actually, I'm not going to price it tonight. I'll leave it for Wednesday.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we'll be interested to see what the feedback is anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Well, should I tell you what I would charge and you can tell them on Wednesday?
sure.
So we'll leave it. We'll let you guys guess, and then on Wednesday when Paul and David are doing their pricing, great.
Yeah, that's the great
The
cake
cake
pricing
pricing
debate.
Yes.
It's a bit of a tongue twister,
I
isn't it?
think that's why I couldn't say it. Then I'll tell Paul how much I would charge for it. It'd be interesting to see what he would charge as
We've got
well.
some prices coming in.
All right.
Yes,
yeah.
we have.
Let's
What have you got?
see what the difference is.
We get 90, 95 pounds, 160 to $180.
Oh, dollars.
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 Okay.
There you go.
85, 80, 75, Margate, 105.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
They're all round about
Yeah.
the same. So
So we've
What
got
does ours-
anything. We've got anything from £60, 65, 80, 90, and then someone said about £50.
50.
I think that's
Do
pushing
you
it
know how
a bit.
hard those flowers were? Those flowers were really hard work. They took me time
Do you
then.
know how long it took to make? It's long to make the buttercream up. The bite the flowers. I know.
You got Paul there making the nose and all that.
It's a couture cake.
Yeah, it's cute though,
couture.
isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really
it's
good.
interesting as well if we asked the Little Peach Cakery what
Yes.
they would charge.
Oh, that's a good
and,
one.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
someone's just suggested.
And what do you think of the colours, guys? The orange and the pinks and that. Do you like them?
Loving the colour combination.
Yeah.
So just a little plug for Fractal Colours. It's Fractal Colours that I've used tonight, okay? And I'm just going to bling our little hedgehog up because I always like everything with a bit of bling. So
She likes the
There
bling.
we go.
yeah, we've got to bling it up,
Be
haven't we?
prepared to be covered.
So this is edible dust, okay? And I'm just going to fling it up because I think it looks nice with a bit of bling on. There we go.
And now
Just to
your
finish
kitchen
it
will
off.
never be the same
No,
again.
it's going to be bling right up. It's almost Christmas anyway.
There
isn't
we
it?
go.
So, perfect
So
timing.
it's finished off, so I'll get rid of those. They're all on the wish list, but I think it just helps it look nice if it's a little bit more sparkly.
Yeah, another £5, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just need to clarify that the Great Cake pricing debate is open to everybody. It's not just premium or pro members
It's, anyone can watch. So
Anyone can
anyone
watch
from your
on this one.
your
So how would
friends.
they get to see that then?
It's going to be on
Cakeflix.
Cakeflix official business page
Yeah.
and also Cakeflix TV. So if they go to the website, just Cakeflix TV, and there'll be a link on there as soon as this show is finished.
So if you go to if you Google Cakeflix TV,
Yeah,
you'll get to it
you'll
then.
get to it.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night UK time,
7 o'clock UK.
7 o'clock. I'll be watching.
I think it could get quite
No.
messy.
I will let Paul know how much I would charge for this cake.
Also, we're going to part of this discussion is we're going to price live this cake and the dragon's cake as well. So then we're going to be chatting about how much we would charge for those. It's quite interesting because there's going to be a big variation in prices for these ones. So so it's going to be quite an interesting debate.
Fantastic.
Great, good.
Right then, so after I've worked so terribly hard in this session, I'm going to hand over to Paul because he's done nothing. So,
Are you sure?
I mean, you saw me do all the work there. I had to talk him through it, tell him what to do. So,
You're going to be knackered tonight.
so I'm going to hand over to Paul now and let's see what he's going to knock up.
Let's see what happens.
So, shall I move this fella out
Yeah,
of
if
the
you
way?
don't mind,
Yeah.
I'm just going to plug this,
I'll give you all the room here.
this in here.
I
Yeah,
reckon that's a heavy turntable, isn't it?
well, that was I got that as a gift from a famous Royal Icer.
Right, let me just wipe off all the bling.
Now,
Get rid of the coffee cup.
Carol was just saying that I should do that as a tutorial, and so was David, because it was so ridiculously fast. But I'm actually going to show you just how we got there very, very quickly before we get started.
Do you need any of these colours?
I need the black, yep,
Yeah.
that's great, and no pink for thank you. Okay, so now where's my little, oh no, I'm going to keep it down low, that's right, yeah. Okay, so what I've got here is it's not quite a double barrel, but almost a double barrel cake. Iced in green, and then we've got the wee swirlies, the wee twists going round the side there. And quite simply, if you can see, I've rolled out some red sugar paste and some green sugar paste, sandwich it together, and then quite simply all we do is just get the knife, and you just cut little strips about just about 1 centimetre, like that, and then you bring it out, and you can see here we've got like a double colour. So you can imagine that for like a wedding cake, you could do like a pale pink and ivory, or you could do lilacs and golds, because you could put luster dust on it first. So when you twist it, you like that really nice metallic sort of colour from it. And my head back and forward, trying to keep everyone happy. And all we want to do is just twist it round in your hand. How cool was that? And then you just pop it on the cake like that. It's so nice. So if you imagine one of them was metallic and one was plain, then it looks really nice on the wedding cake. You could just go for ivory and gold or ivory and silver, which would look stunning as well. And then just pop it on. It's quite an old-fashioned technique, but for Christmas it's actually perfect for Christmas time. And fast, because you know how I like to do things nice and fast. Okay, so there we go. And then for the little decoration on top, it's just a rose petal. I just cut that, stuck on top, and then easy peasy. So that's it. So anyone could do that. And of course it looks quite designer.
Anyone can do that.
Well,
I would have been well chuffed I'd achieved that in a day.
Yeah, literally half an hour and it was made. Now, because Carol said just fling some together, I thought I'm going to leave it right to the last minute. So I'm going to try something that I've never actually done before. Now this would actually be perfect for a fresh cake. This is actually a polystyrene cake, so I'm sorry to say it's a dummy cake.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, I want to have 2 lollipop sticks, and I'm going to hot glue gun them together. So that's like the legs. And then we've got another stick for the top, which is going to be the body. So it's like a little stick man, isn't it? So you can sort of see like that, okay? Now, generally I would normally do this off the cake. Because of a fresh cake, you would just push it into the cake because it's so soft. But because this is a dummy cake, I'm going to have to glue it on the actual cake, which seems a bit wrong, but it's only because it's too hard for me to stick on. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to pop the sticks on there, like that.
You know the shapes in the cake, in the sticks, have you done that? Or
No, you can buy them like that, yeah.
Right.
You actually get them with the wee bits of space, almost like made to measure, isn't it?
Brilliant.
So put that down there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of tissue paper. Where's the picture gone? Oh, there it's there. All right. Thank you very much. Obviously, but it's not a real cake, so I shouldn't really have to worry about it. But
no.
Just if you were making a real cake.
Well, it's just to remind people that it's a dummy cake, so when they make their own, they need to put things in place.
Now, this cable is very short, so I'm going to bring it over here. So a little bit of glue. Is it still? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Can you hold that for a wee second? There we go, yeah, just until that sets. See these, that's the downside of the glue, isn't it? You get these little runs. Okay, so just hold it together. Now I'm going to bring this stick up just to sort of help me just glue that together. There we go. Okay, so that feels good. So that's starting to set. Now I've just realised that this one, it looks a little bit on the tall side. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off before I put it on the cake. Bye! Okay, there we go. Right, so I'm going to cut a little bit off, so let's just see. So there's his legs, so we've got his body. Well, actually, you know what? The time his hat goes on.
Yeah. Oh, is he going to have a hat?
It's going to be a Santa hat on as well.
Ah.
Yeah, let's just see. So let's just see body, head. Oh no, we're fine, we're fine. It's going to be quite tall actually.
Yeah.
So, okay, so do you want to put a wee bit glue on
I
there?
don't know how to use it.
Do you know?
I've never used one in my life.
You're joking.
If I squirted that, there'd be glue everywhere. You haven't seen me get on a ganache yet. I must be the only person who can ruin ganache.
Right, so this is definitely winging it, isn't it? Because I've got absolutely no idea if this is going to work. Okay. I feel like it's I was saying that to someone the other day there, I feel like it's not a cake unless I've got the hot glue gun and a jigsaw cutter. Oh, there we go, yeah, there we go. Right, so I'm going to turn it around and try and get the other side.
Feels like a challenge tonight, one of those challenge game shows, doesn't it?
I know. There we go, so there we are. So just pop it on there. So obviously that makes the model non-edible by putting the glue on, but never mind. So I'm going to hold it up there until it sets. Now, it should set. Now this glue that I'm using, I got it out the wee cheap shop. Normally I would use a more expensive glue, so it tends to take a little bit longer to dry than I normally like. And the first time I discovered that was live at Cake International, and I got this cheap glue, and you're on stage with hundreds of people watching, and it wouldn't set because it was so hot. I was like, what's going on? And I realised it was because it was a cheap glue. So could you hold that for me, actually, Karen?
Oh,
is that all right? Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? So
for it.
a couple of our members have just said,
Cool.
just to clarify, the double barrel, is it 2 sandwich cakes sandwiched together, or is there a particular height it has to be?
No, so if you think that's at 3 inches there, and then it's probably about 2 inches on top. So yeah, so it's just shy of 2 cakes. Yeah.
I think that's
Thank
Is
you.
that so?
Going
Yeah.
anywhere, is
I
that?
think that looks all right. Yeah, that's good.
That was magic. I didn't have to do anything.
Maloney, I'm not sure if I've missed your comment or if it was a particular question or just a comment, so let me know if it was a question and I'll certainly try and run back to it. Sorry, the feed's going so quickly and I can't keep up with everyone's questions and comments.
Yeah, that feels good. Right, okay, so what I thought we'd do tonight, just because we're winging it, I thought it'd be really cute to put little Santa's legs and a wee fat body, his head and his arms, and he's going to be standing like this, with his big belly out, and then we're going to do Rudolph actually coming underneath his legs. That's the
I've been looking
plan.
at my big fat belly, have you, while I've been
Oh,
here?
no, well, I've been eating quite a lot of cake recently myself.
I was going to say, that sounds like me stood there then. With one of your dogs under my legs, they were there.
Oh, that happened, did that?
Yeah.
Right, now is that... Oh yeah, it's definitely set now,
Yeah.
so we can take that away now. That feels
Super.
better, there we go, right. Alright, okay, so I'm using just normal Renshaw's sugar paste. I put a little bit of Tylo through it, and the reason why I'm using that is because Renshaw's is quite a soft sugar paste, so it means I can squidge it over the wood, where some of the more expensive ones it's quite like modelling paste, you can't squidge it, it's a good term, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can't squidge it over. So,
We like terminology like that.
yeah.
We understand squidge.
Squidge. Get a good old squidge and you'll be fine. So
We like to just keep it normal.
definitely. So just roll it down and then just cut. Check the size. Oh, look at that. You think I've done
Yeah.
that before?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And is there any questions from your side, David?
Yeah, you're still on the great cake pricing.
That's what happens,
Tell them
isn't
to
it?
wait till Wednesday.
Just confirm that we will be pricing wedding cakes as well. So I know
Yes.
Colin pointed to novelty cakes, but we will be
Oh,
addressing.
we'll be talking all cake. Whoops.
So there you go. Ria's just lost the camera.
She got so excited. She got so excited there.
We're back.
Did the audience fall with us then?
They will have
They
done.
did.
Oh,
That was Maria.
Sorry.
Sorry, don't forget Paul's camera.
We're trying to
Brilliant.
not be in anyone's way.
there we go. So what I'm doing here.
Can you
Not
see
miss
that,
anything.
Yeah, I've
David?
just moved to that.
Right.
All right,
okay.
that's perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting open the leg a little bit, and it just makes life a little bit easier. And then we just get the glue brush, and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue inside. There we go. Lift that up, and then we're going to go over to the stick, and just going to remember that squidge term. There we go. Squidge
So
that
for you
on there.
Cakeflix people, Maria does get right up close and
She
personal.
certainly does. You didn't tell me that before we went live.
She sticks that camera anywhere.
I
She
feel like
doesn't care as long as she gets that video. That camera is going.
We just made everyone jump.
We did.
I feel like it,
Did you see our camera fall then, Paul?
what's that?
Did you see our
Oh,
camera
I know,
fall?
I know,
The
I
audience
know.
was watching on that one. They all fell off the settees up there.
We just make sure they're all awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case they'd fallen asleep, which I hope wouldn't happen. There we go. So look at that.
Yeah.
Quite easy, isn't it?
I like
so
that idea. That's very easy.
now just make sure you can't see there's a wee seam underneath there. If you've got really hot hands, you can just blend it up and down, but it's underneath. The only
Yeah.
one's going to see it's the wee kiddies that are
But the other thing, you could have an elf under there. Is it an elf you could have?
no, it's
reindeer?
a reindeer. Rudolph. Rudolph.
So when he's under there,
you're not going to
see
see it exactly.
No.
Now, what's quite nice, having a little stitcher tool, we can put a little stitch up the sides. And of course, I always like, every time you use that stitcher tool, it's an extra £1. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's two quid straight away, look at that. Alright, perfect.
But
Okay.
it's in the detail, isn't it? It's
That's,
to know the
yeah, because
detail.
people forget about that, so
Yeah.
you've got to make sure you remember these things. Okay, so then while we're down there, we'll just make his boots. Now I'm going to cheat. Normally I would cut that away and put white on and the sock and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to go for quite a simply little doodah tonight. So let's just see. Yeah, so there we go. So half a sausage, and then just literally just pop that on there, and then just place that against these the bottom of his foot, like that. We're going to do it kind of cutesy style. So what we'll do is we'll stick them coming in a little bit. There we go. There we
I like that. I like that.
Look at that.
Easy.
So easy.
Perfect.
Okay.
So turn the camera around.
Just for a second.
Good,
Just for a second to our audience
I'm going to wash
there.
my hands while you're doing that, so that's perfect.
Brilliant.
We're there.
Thank you.
And then pause audience. Over here. Tell you, it's good this. It's actually quite fun having two audiences in the kitchen, don't you think? It's brilliant.
It is. Right. So once you've got that on there, so the downside of this is you can see red, black, white. So that's kind of the sort of theory, the system we're going to go all the way up. So you do have to keep on washing your hands all the time, but it's not too big a deal. So a little bit of white sugar paste for his boots, and again just a little bit of glue, and around there I'm going to put his fur, the first fur on there like that, and hopefully we can just kind of hide the fat. Oh, look at that, perfect.
Tell you, you're good at this. You'd think you were good at this, wouldn't you?
I think I've done that before.
Yeah.
And then that goes on there, and then stretch that right round to the back. Let me just check. There we go. Perfect. Look at that.
Tell you would
Good.
think he's done this before, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm not.
That's so good though.
Right, so now we need the ball tool. There's a ball tool. Now, just for a little bit of texture, we just want to just add. There we go. Look at that. Nice.
Paul, somebody wants to know, Kevin wants to know where you get the board from, the board that you're working on.
Oh, this board here,
Yeah.
I just got it on Amazon. I'm actually waiting for Santa to come along. I keep dropping lots of hints to David, but it's not working. I want a piece of marble, cut a grey piece of marble for the worktop, but apparently that's just not happening at the moment. So if you go on Amazon, 15 quid, you can get one of these. So
You should have get marble here though in there.
oh, it's
Spain.
easy. It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but there's a Scottish guy over there. You know,
Yeah.
he's
I've got that. Well, mine's an Irish guy. He watches the pennies.
equal the same, isn't it? Yeah. So, but yeah. So the whole thing is, I keep on saying that when I bought this and I did research, it doesn't say anywhere that it's food safe.
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful when you buy these ones. Okay. Right. Okay. I think that's looking good. So
Yeah.
we move on to the body now. So let's get his body on. So again, a little bit of glue up top. Can you see that all right? Shall I swing it round, or are we all right?
You happy with that, Laura?
Happy? She's
Are
happy.
you happy, David?
Yeah.
It's great. There's both of them happy. Each side of the kitchen.
Well, that hot glue gun might get switched off
Oh.
now. Don't want you to burn yourself.
Okay.
That's great.
It's good that both of them each side of the kitchen because they are both cameramen and ladies and lady opposite sides of the kitchen having to work together. So that's good.
It's all working.
Yeah, we've got boxing gloves just in case. So, okay, so you see what it was a little cone shape. I sliced a bit off the bottom, just so it sits nicely on there, and it just quickly. So we're going to pop that on there. Hopefully, it's going to be all right, and down there, and there we go. Look at that, easy peasy.
I love that.
All right,
That's
so that's
great.
on there like that. Now it feels a little bit wobbly because I didn't stick the dowels in too far into the dummy, which I should have a wee bit further in. But if it's real cake, you'd have a big bit at the bottom, so it's easy to stick in. All right, so I think what we'll do now is we'll just put some fur around there. Now before I put the fur on, I'm just going to pop some glue around here just to make it go tacky. And if it goes tacky, it means we stick the fur on, it's much easier. In fact, we'll put a wee bit of fur up here. Oh, to heck, we'll just put a bit down there as well. let's just keep on
Just while
going.
you're doing it.
Yeah, why not? There we go. So, and I'm just using your sugar paste,
Yeah,
if that's
carry
alright.
on.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just,
Culpit will be very happy that you used no sugar
it
paste.
was just sat
I
there.
didn't even tell him either.
Oh, did you not tell them? Oh.
I forget to tell him.
Okay, so I think that'll be enough to put round his body, and we'll do another wee bit for down the front. There we go, there we are, and then we'll do a wee bit for the top, like a wee collar type thing. There we go, and just squish that in like a Smartie. There we go, good. Right, so hopefully, fingers crossed. Now actually, do you know what I'm going to do to make it a little bit easier? If you cut the back off, because it's just freshly done, if I cut the back off, it makes it a little bit flat, and you'll find it actually stick onto the body better. There we go, so take that off there. And then pop that on there.
That's a good idea, that actually. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it just helps. You can see there straight away it's sticking
So
on.
that's
there,
the
so
types of tips that we need, isn't it?
and it's just wee silly things, but it
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
it does.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
So do we have any questions for each
There we are.
audience? Do you have any, David? Please don't tell me they're still on the pricing debate. Move to Wednesday.
We've moved on.
Oh,
Good.
moved on. Good stuff. Has Ken got any questions for us?
I've been feeding them in.
Oh, you feeding them in? All right.
The chat on the website hasn't been working, so...
Oh, right, okay. Technology.
Well, you've just started a new one. You're testing a new one tonight, aren't you, for the chat?
Yeah.
So,
So
we weren't sure how that was going to go.
There we go.
So what, has any of our guys got something there you want to ask more
No
about?
questions really. Someone did say, do you bother to weigh the paste when you're making a model, for example?
I don't think you did.
I never weigh the paste, no.
I was going to say I didn't see you weigh anything.
No, I think the Americans call it eyeball, so I just eyeball it. So I'm very... And in class, I actually teach the students to eyeball, because if you weigh everything all the time, especially when we had a very busy cake shop, it just takes too long. So I try and build a natural sizing in my head, and it generally works. Generally works.
That was quite interesting. We meant to talk about that before. So how long have you been in the cake business, Paul?
Oh my goodness.
Let's get the life story.
Oh no.
All the dirt.
How long?
Because you've done lots of things. You've been in the cake business. You've had shops.
Yeah.
And I think, how many shops did you have? You didn't just have one. You
Five.
went from 1 to 5.
Five shops and a cupcake cafe bar and a school all at the same time at one point.
I like the idea of a cupcake cafe bar.
Cupcake Cafe Bar, when we opened the Cupcake Cafe Bar, we opened it about 8 years into having the cake shop, and the first day we opened up, David was delivering cakes up in the Highlands of Scotland, and these cars, these cars started going to the car park. I thought, I wonder where they're going, not thinking they were coming to us. The time David came back down, it was a 2-hour wait for a seat, and we were selling, for the first year, we were selling 2,500 cupcakes a week. It was absolutely. It was. Do you know,
I've got to be honest. It does appeal to me, that the Cupcake Cafe Bar.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
It went a storm.
Yeah. Have you registered that name? I think you should.
Oh no, we sold it. It's not ours anymore.
Oh, is it? Somebody else got it.
Yeah. we did it for 2 years. Yeah, and then it was. I think if that was your only business, it'd have been perfect.
Yeah.
But running a cake shop and a busy cake shop and running a school, it was a bit much. Because when we had the cake shop, because we had 5 shops, we were averaging about sort of 60 novelty cakes a week, and anything from 15 wedding cakes to 25 wedding cakes a week, on top of everything else. So it was a bit of a hectic time. 100 hours a week.
So what made you decide to come out and then just start doing schooling?
It was actually David's idea. We in Scotland, actually I think we had the same winter.
You come up with all these clever ideas.
David's he's a bit more techie than I am, and he said, I think we should start filming online tutorials, and I rubbished it. And then one of my friends came up with the idea after David's came up with the idea, and of course I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." And David said, "Excuse me," I was like, because it was someone else.
Yeah, but that's always the way, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do always do it. I think me and John have those type of debates. He mentions something, and I say no.
And then it comes up, and no. And what happened was, do you remember that year with the really bad snow?
Yeah.
2010 or something like that. We got snowed in, and we couldn't deliver the cakes, because we got snowed in, so we're stuck literally for 2 weeks. So we had a camera and we started filming because we're snowed in, and that's how the online school was born.
But isn't that brilliant?
So that was it, wasn't it? So
absolutely brilliant.
So we filmed for a full year before we opened it. So I'd be teaching a 5-day wedding course, then I'd have to go and check the cakes in the cake shop, and then I would come back after that and do, we need to start filming at like midnight, and we'd film during the night for a year. And then that's how we launched. And if you look at some of the old tutorials, or maybe you've seen them, I've got like the top that I was wearing all day, and it's Granny's curtains in the background, and it's the actual bar from the cafe that we used to film in. So
was it?
So we'd just chuck all the coffee and the cupcakes out of the way.
And are they all still on your?
They're still there.
We've
not removed.
We're going to have to have a route through them, aren't we?
If you go right to the very back,
I'm going to have a route through the archives and look at those. But you started at first then. Was it Paul Designer Cake, wasn't it?
It was Paul Bradford Designer Cakes. Yeah, you've done your homework. Yes.
Not often I do. But anyhow.
I'm very impressed.
So and then you changed to Cakeflix.
So it was Paul Bradford Designer Cakes, then it was Paul Bradford Sugarcraft School, and then it was, but then we moved to Cakeflix. The reason why we moved to Cakeflix is we actually went to see a business guru, and he said, you know, everyone's comfortable, they know Paul Bradford. He said, but it's like a pub. Wasn't that what he said? It's like a pub, so you've got all the regulars who come to the old pub. He says, but you've got the new ones who are going to the new pub, and you want them to come over to your pub, so you need to refresh it. So we went through a website redesign, and then we decided after probably 3 or 4 years to be very brave and actually come up with a new name. because we're terrified to do that.
Yeah, but I would be terrified as well, because when people are buying that all the time, and it's funny enough, we were in the restaurant today and we were looking at Sarson's vinegar, and you always recognise that vinegar by that vinegar bottle.
Yeah.
And I bet they must have thought the same. They must change that bottle over the years, but it wouldn't be the same, would it?
No.
And that's like your name, isn't it? You know, it's like us. We won't change from Sugar and Crumbs now, even though many times John and I have thought about doing it.
Yeah.
But once you've got that name, you stick with it. But I do like the Cakeflix idea. I think it shortens the whole thing, makes it simple.
Yeah, because Paul Bradford Sugar Crafts goes a bit of a tongue tie.
Yeah.
It's to be more inclusive as well. It's to allow other cake artists to submit their work,
I know.
which has happened.
To get my name, he wants me less on the screen. Can you imagine that? Terrible? No, that'll never happen.
So the idea is that you've got more guests in, more professional guests, haven't you? Who can show their artistic work.
And they can submit the work. They don't have to come and film here, so they can film from anywhere in the world. So we give them a criteria of what we need quality-wise, and then they can just email it to us, and then we publish it. So, because obviously there's artists all over the world. We're working with a lady from India just now, and
don't forget to tell them what you're doing.
oh yes, I'm making his ears. Sorry, no, I'm making his arms, and I'm going to give them. I always give them green gloves. Everyone thinks that's a bit strange, but I just feel like you should have gloves on. And when you do black ones, I just think it looks a bit. I think green's quite cute. Yeah. And I just do little mitts, so just a little V shape, and there we go. And that's him got his little mitt. There we go, like that. So then remember, you do the thumbs inside, not outside.
Yeah.
So
I need to remember that. I'd probably have outside thumbs. Yeah. My Father Christmas would be like that. Sorry, Maria.
Okay, and then we're going to just finish it off. So it's always easy to put the fur on off the cake. Now, actually, while I'm thinking, a little bit of glue. Always put the glue on while you're making something, so it's going tacky. Okay. Now we did talk about maybe doing cross-legged, but actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do them not cross-legged, arms crossed like this. We're just going to do them sitting down anyway, because it looks a bit grumpy sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want him to be a happy Santa.
He's a happy Santa.
This is before he starts his work. He can do the grumpy one at the end when he's not good.
I like doing the one at the end of the shift one. It's always quite fun, isn't it? He's got his feet in the soapy bubbles. Yeah.
So Cakeflix then, going back to that then. So how can our guys join? Because we already know that Cakeflix viewers are already there. We just need to get you Cakeflix viewers over to Sugar and Crumbs on a Monday.
Definitely, yeah.
And we need you Sugar and Crumbsy people over to the Cakeflix group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you just go onto the website, and the sign up details are all there. It's a 7-day free trial. Yeah. Yep. So you can go for 7 days free trial, see what you like. So you don't have to pay anything. And then hopefully you like it and you stay with us.
That's actually a fantastic offer though, a 7-day free trial. I mean, that's not like a day. 7 days is very generous, isn't it?
Yeah. 7 days, so it means you can
grab it while you can. And get on there. We're coming up to, we're not coming up to the weekend, we're Tuesday, but you know what? Start early. Sign up tonight. Take the day off tomorrow. Start watching.
Definitely.
And let's go back to the old ones.
No, I wish I never mentioned that. It really is Granny's curtains in the background.
Listen, when I get back home, I'll be watching them.
These are pretty huge arms. I never measured, I was too busy talking. So let's just see what happens when we put these on. Yeah, they're a bit huge, but let's just see how we go on. He's a big jolly Santa.
So, out of all your tutorials, do you actually have a favourite one?
Do you know, I get asked this all the time, and I never actually. I like just making cake. Because with the cake shop for 10 years, you know, I like to vary it. So I like doing structure cakes. I like doing wedding cakes. My wedding cakes, I generally, when we went through that vintage era, I didn't like the vintage era, so I struggled with the vintage. Yeah. I'm more a contemporary, modern style cake shop. Have
you ever had a cake that you really didn't want to make?
Oh yeah, oh god, it's the classic one, the cars.
Yeah.
They're just such a pain, aren't they? I think everyone's got the exact same opinion. So car cakes, and also when you get the fussy customer that wants every single detail, right down to the weight pint.
You can't have every single detail on a cake, can you? Customers do come in and expect everything for 30 quid.
It's when they come in with a mood board and you think, okay, it's £100, and you've got a mood board, you know, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
And saying that, I've not made a cake. I don't make cakes to sell, so I've not made a cake for customer for what, 8 years.
You're making one this week now.
Am I? Oh yes, I am. That's for a friend though, it's a friend. I'm making a golf cart.
Right, oh,
So it's a proper little golf cart. I was going to do it moving, but
let's just have a look at
I'm not
this.
allowed to do a moving one now.
So this is what we're looking like. And have you had rude cakes to make? We've got to ask the question.
Oh, what time is it?
We have to know.
We're okay.
Have we had rude
Yeah,
cakes?
we've done rude cakes, yeah. So
How
actually,
rude.
mainly just male, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've
It's
had.
girls that though, isn't it?
It is.
It's girls that always want the rude cakes,
Do you know,
don't they?
we've got a funny story. When we moved on to do it online, so we had an online shop, so you could order your cakes online, completely order them, buy it, and then collect in the store. And what we hadn't realised is when we gave the computer guy all the albums,
Yeah.
on the album was all the naughty ones that we'd made.
Right.
So he made a naughty folder on the new website, and all of a sudden we started getting all these naughty cakes, like loads. We're like, I don't know why we're getting so many naughty cakes coming in, and because I wasn't into web, so I hadn't checked the website. And one day I was flicking through, and it was like naughty cakes,
Yeah.
and it was all the pictures of all these men's parts. Wasn't it? And I remember this one day we had this lady. She was in her sort of probably late 60s, early 70s, and she came to collect this huge cake. And then I got a bit of a shock when it was this, she had like the cardigan on and the pearls, and I'm thinking, oh my god, it's got to be a mistake. She must have ordered the wrong cake. She's hit the wrong button.
And you're scared of bringing it out for
And
her.
it was a really not nice message on it as well. Definitely a top shelf message. And I brought it out, and she burst out laughing. And we used to do our cakes with cellophane over it so you could see inside.
Yeah.
And she said she was going by public bus home with this cake. And I said, I'll go and get a bin bag to cover up. And she went, oh, no, it'll be fine. And imagine walking onto the bus and everyone's like looking to see what they're thinking it's going to be like a car or a bouquet of flowers. That was way back before social media. Somebody would definitely have taken a picture of that and posted it on Facebook. Yeah.
So my next question is, so who's your favourite guest then?
Oh, I'm never going to answer that question. Apart from you.
Oh.
Testing him. It should have come out straight away, shouldn't it? It's got to be us, hasn't it?
Of course it has. You kicked me under the table when you answered the question. So I'm making the buckle there in case anyone's wondering what I was doing with the orangey yellowy colour there. So what do you think, guys? Is he coming along?
It's good. Okay then. So have you ever had a guest who's been a bit of a diva?
Not diva, but maybe quiet.
Yeah.
With people go camera shy, don't they? So
Yeah.
as soon as the camera gets switched on, people go very quiet. So we've had a few incidents
And
where
this is for David's camera.
we've had to actually ask people to to talk.
Yeah.
Because what happens is people they make the cake and they say, so next we're going to do this, and they go. And it's horrible. That silence is horrible.
It is.
So we've had that a few times. But
My problem is I don't shut up.
is that right? I didn't notice.
I just don't know when to shut up.
I bet you must be exhausted after a live. Yeah,
I don't know. I always wonder if I've said enough.
But I think that's that. We also teach a train the trainer course.
Yeah.
So if you want to start teaching cake decorating, so we do a train the trainer course, which the next one's full, but the next one is in October.
I love that idea. Train the trainer. So
Train
you
the trainer.
train somebody
Yeah.
on how to teach other people to do
how
classes.
To teach it, yeah. So it's our most popular course now.
Right.
So it's we do 2 a year usually, spring
And
and
are they
autumn.
5 days, are they?
5 days, and the first one we did was it not?
Might go on and turn professional. Instead of just winging it. Right, Laura, right, Maria.
Yeah, the first one we did, there was only one person from the UK.
Oh,
So
was there?
from all over the world, Australia, there was somebody from Brunei, came to train the trainer course, yeah.
Right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Goody good. Well, he's looking good. It's Father Christmas.
Yep,
Are we
so-
liking it, guys?
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, you guys are going to love it over there, Cakeflix, aren't you? But our Sugar and Crumbs guys, are you liking it?
Yeah.
What a great night it is tonight. We always have a great night over here at Sugar and Crumbs. It's always loads of fun.
He's a
And I keep saying we're over at Sugar and Crumbs. I need to tell you where we are, just in case we are actually in Spain. We are, we're up in the mountains somewhere. Laura, Maria and I are staying at our friend's apartment up in the mountains. And to be fair, we were just laughing because if we did mountain to mountain, we could probably wave you to each other. But unfortunately, we have to go right down to the bottom and then wind our way around and come all the way back up again. It's an hour's trip. So,
As the crow flies, it's about 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, and we've had the worst weather yesterday, the worst weather storm, flooded our apartment. I had to ring my friend whose apartment it was and say there's water coming in. But we got all that sorted, so loads of fun. And we came up here yesterday and the sun came out, which was brilliant, wasn't it?
I know, it was fun in the sun, but you almost got it.
We are live.
Oh, we are live. They're just
It would be a good clue if you told me and Paul instead of us just going, oh.
The heads were just bobbing up.
The thing is, when you're looking at the cameras, honestly, you've got David over there who's saying nothing, and we've got Laura over here with Maria, and all three of them are just sort of nodding their heads. Did you get it?
Yeah.
I didn't get it, did you?
No, I didn't get it. Right.
So we're just waiting for our audience to come back again. Hope that was a very quick wee.
That was a very quick.
So just in case some of you are still having one, we'll hold on for a second. But just let's go back over. So are we on this camera, Maria, Laura?
Yeah.
So we've got the eyes, we've got the nose, he's looking good. Let's get those thumbs up for Paul here. He's doing an absolutely smashing job.
There we go.
And then just while we build our audience up, so let's go over to the Cakeflix people. Do you want me to get closer?
No, that's fine. Just
There? Okay. So what a fantastic job. But you all know how brilliant this guy is, don't you? I'm well impressed.
I'll give you that money later on.
Yeah, absolutely. How much did I say it was?
200.
That's so cheap. Very good.
Good, I think it's got one eye bigger than the other one, but we're going to
Well,
go
I
with
like
that.
that.
I think
Yeah,
it gives
we
more
should.
character. Yeah.
Are we live, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, we'll
Right,
continue.
so is our audience back again? Are we coming back? We're building up?
We're just on its way back.
Yeah.
I'll do some
Don't
little
take long.
bits. We'll
Yeah,
do little
let's do
bits.
some little bits.
Yeah. So we'll put eyebrows on, I think, just give some little white eyebrows. So I've just put little black pearls on for his eyes. Sometimes I would do white and the black and the blue and all that stuff, but I just thought for tonight we'll just keep it nice and simple.
Yeah.
So we're going to do little eyebrows, so just a little ball into a sausage, and then just cut that in half, and then so we've got roughly the same size, and then we're just going to whack that straight on there like that. Oh, I can't see because I've got a camera right over me. There we go.
Told you she likes to get up and personal. And she don't move either, not even with that big hint.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't matter that you're the celebrity here. Maria's far more important than a camera.
Camera's far more important. She's like, and? I'm giving him a concerned face now. That's I'm reflecting. Okay, and then we're going to just give him. Now this is the bit I'm worried about. He's kind of leaned forward a little bit. And I'm going to put a beard on, so he's going to start getting a bit front heavy. So we'll see what happens.
We best get Rudolph underneath.
I had to hold him up. Yeah, I know. So I'm not going to make the beard as big as I would
So
normally.
while you do that, let me just whiz it round to this camera here.
oh,
Yeah, now whiz it back round to your
Yes.
camera. Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're here, Laura. You've seen it?
Yeah.
Are we giving the thumbs up, guys? And then we're round to Cakeflix now.
There we go.
How good is that? Come on, Cakeflix people.
He's definitely got a concerned look now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make a small beard. We're going to do the sideburns at the same time. There we go. So little sideburns.
That
and
sugar
that's
face
good.
looks easy enough to work with, doesn't
It's
it?
actually alright, isn't
Yeah.
it? Look at that. So all the way up. There's like a little nappy or something that we're making.
Yeah.
And we just want to go across to the cake. I'm really worried it's going to pull him over, but never mind.
It'll be
And there we
fine.
go. Stretch that fake. It's like a little fake beard. There we go. So
There we go.
on there like that.
Wow. Love
There
it.
we go.
How cool is that?
All
We love
right.
it. Look
There
at
we
that.
go.
He's done a full
Right.
circle.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's very proud of
Love it.
himself. There we go. That's a nice shape actually.
Yeah.
There we go. Good. Right, now obviously Satin needs hair, so we're going to give him some hair. Now sometimes I would do little bits of grey on there, but for tonight I'm just going to go for white.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of chunky, a slightly fat sausage. Squish it down. Just check that that's going to be enough size. That's good. Now I'm going to just put some hair on it just now. Fast, fast, fast. There we go.
That's a great way of doing it there, isn't
Very
it?
fast, and then just underneath there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go across here, and that's just going to go on the side there, like that. There we go, and that just meets up with these sideburns, like that. Okay,
Super.
so
I like that.
all the way around there like
That
that.
was really easy, wasn't it?
There we go.
What, you're laughing at you?
Oh, it just came together then. Because I've seen it from the back. Hey.
That's
When I
brilliant. Well
spin
done.
it, spin it round, I see the whole thing.
Now I'm going to do a different texture for his beard, since we don't want to do the dimples. just to sort of make it look a little bit different.
Just ask a question, Laura. Did we ever find out what Maloney's question was?
No.
Did it come back?
So I don't think it was a question. I think it was just a comment.
Right, super. So guys, Sugar and Crumbs people, are you enjoying tonight's live? What do you think of this duo setup? And Cakeflix people, let us know, what do you think of this duo setup? It's great fun,
It's
isn't it?
really good fun.
It went really well. We wasn't sure how you guys would like it, but I think it's going well, is it, David?
Yeah.
So I think a little bit rosy cheeks because it's getting cold out there. Well, in the UK it's getting cold, it's not so cold here. So you've got a cold snap coming next week, haven't you?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so this may be a little bit wet, so it's best to leave the skin to dry a little bit first, but we've not got time for that. So you're always better to give the rosy cheeks before you put his moustache on. So I'm going to put the rosy cheeks on there. And I think there's a bit of black on this brush. So he's been down the chimney. He's been down the chimney. So let's just see if we can get a cleaner brush. And then we're going to put a wee bit of blusher onto his nose as well.
We have got a few people who are actually watching both channels at the same time.
How are they managing
Is that right? Oh, they've got two devices. Is there a delay?
I don't know. Let's
I
not
bet
go
there
into
is.
the technicalities, but there must be.
There's got to be, because I know when I've watched them on several devices, even the Sugar and Crumbs ones, they've all been at different levels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get it surround sound.
Yeah. But have you done that with the television in your house and you both had the same one on?
On two different rooms?
Yeah, two different rooms it runs
That's right.
behind, doesn't it?
Strange. Okay, so I'm going to make his moustache now.
Well, that's good that you're all watching, so good, I'm really pleased.
That's
Great audience.
That's cool.
And I know Karen Davis is watching tonight. She was going to say hello. Has she jumped in? Have you seen her
I've
tonight?
not seen, but
She messaged me this morning and said she was here. We've had loads of messages out because they were all excited on who it was. They were saying, "Oh, I'm watching tonight to see who the guest is." I think they were hoping I was going to tell them. And I said, "Oh, I'll see you at 8."
I was going to say, did you tell her? No, you didn't. No,
I said, "I'll see you at 8."
Okay, so I'm just making the moustache. So we go for a big curly one. We should go for a big curly moustache, shouldn't we? So
Even Marion Frost was on last week and she said, "Who is it?" So I can't tell you.
is that right? Oh, you were really good.
Yeah, it was you.
Okay, so like this, and then get the end, and then just twirl it round, and you can see here you get your big curl, like a big German,
That's brilliant.
German
Can you,
moustache.
did you get that? Yeah.
Yeah, where are we? I'll try
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Did our camera get that?
So just push the point,
Yeah.
and then you just curl it around. There we go. And then you've got your little moustache. Okay.
There's just a little bit of confusion. Nobody, so no one on Sugar and Crumbs and no one on Cakeflix is getting the camera that Maria is filming. So you're not missing anything
Oh.
because
No.
neither feed is getting that camera view at the moment.
Yeah. No, this is for Maria's 1 minute video. So Cakeflix people, Maria always makes, it's amazing, it's a 2-hour session and she brings it all down to a 1 minute video. So she'll do a 1 minute video of the hedgehog, putting that together, and 1 minute of this. And amazingly, she gets the whole lot in. So next week we will post that and we'll send it over to Paul with his Cakeflix logo on, and he can use that as well for you guys.
Perfect.
So
That's great.
So she does get in. So on the live feed, you don't actually see anything that she can see at the moment. But she does push in though.
It certainly does.
You know, Paul feels he now's got a camera on his ear.
There we go. So just put his little smile in there. So he's got
He looks
he's doing his
beautiful.
ho
Should we
malarkey.
turn him around here, says
Yeah.
camera, and I'll get
Turn
one
him
of
all
the
the way.
Yeah. So
Does he need to come round here, Laura?
Please.
yeah.
And then I'll get him round to the
So
Cakeflix
while
people.
he's
Great.
modelling himself, I shall start making his hat.
Yeah, looks fantastic. He's so good, isn't he? Paul is so good, isn't he? Look at that.
He's standing up.
Yeah.
I think he's slightly going forward. He might be flipped over by the end, but
Yeah.
it's giving you the idea.
So we're loving it. How cool is it? Who's going to give it a go?
There we go. So I'm not going to make the hat too huge because I'm a bit worried about the weight. So just pop on, get a rough idea.
Yeah.
that works. Okay, and then just pop that off, and then in your hand, clasp your hands together at an angle and back and forward, and you can see you've got your cone like that. Okay,
Perfect.
and then just cut the bottom off, and then what we want to do is just cup around there. Now, if you've got a lot of bald head, then make that bigger. I've got quite a point there, so I've not got much to cover, so I can just make it relatively small. Okay, so let's just see. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, so what I do is I don't put it on round, because if you notice when I made the head, I squished it flat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to squish this a little bit flat as well. Again, one of those good technical words.
Yeah, I love squish.
Squish, it's good,
Squish
isn't
is
it?
good for me.
Yeah. And then when you pop that on there, it's like a little
Look at
wizard.
That looks as though it was made to fit.
And there we go. And then bring that down. Just leave a little bit of white, a little bit at the top because we've got his fur to go around there. And then, so you can make an elf like this, couldn't you? Like a little elf, just do it in green.
Looks fantastic.
And then that goes on there. And
so guys, what do we think? Are we loving it? Is our audience all back, Laura?
Yeah, we're back up to 200.
Oh, there we go. Good.
They're so good, our followers, though. They are really good. They know to be patient and wait.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, because it does happen. You guys have had it as well, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
But it's just gone. It's frustrating for us, isn't it? Because you think you're going to lose people, but they're very good, our guys. They do come back. And I've seen your guys come back as well.
Yeah, we
I was in Dubai watching one of yours when it went down, and then you didn't come back, and I was thinking, I was waiting, and you gave up, and you just came live in the morning, and I just had my iPad, I had my iPad in my hand, and there you were, you just pinged up. And
we actually threw the cameras out into the garden.
but it was funny though, because I said to Jonathan, I bet they're fuming them tonight.
Yeah.
And there you were, you just popped up. It was great.
We finished it. Did we finish it in the morning?
Yeah.
Was that the cute monster, wasn't it? Because didn't you dry? And then you was it was the purple cute monster you did.
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah.
You've got a really good memory. Wow.
Oh, I don't know. It must be today. Normally can't remember anything.
Okay, so this has got a lot of pink mixed in because of the dust from his
see
cheeks, but I'm gonna keep on going.
You can't see
Normally trip that off and do it
it. You
again.
can't see it, don't
Now,
worry.
see the little gaps there, just pull it down so you can't, so it kind of brings the head on, and then you can pull that up, it kind of gives a wee cute. See the front hair, just kind of curve that around, and then you want to get your tool on the side, push it in, give it a little wiggle, and then you can press that down, and then give that a wee peek, like that. There we go. Oh,
Can you see that?
look.
Give him a nice spin.
Yeah.
We give him a spin
Spin
again.
He's off
So
again.
he's going to be dizzy, this Santa, isn't it?
Hang on.
He's been spun all over the
Got
place.
taller now, so we need to adjust.
He's got a lot taller.
There we go.
He's definitely leaning forward. I'm getting really worried.
He is leaning forward now, I do
Yes.
agree with you. So what do we think? Are we loving it?
I think he might go.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So come on, Cakeflix people, we're coming round to you guys. Get those thumbs up. This is brilliant.
Oh my god, I think he's actually
Oh,
going.
yeah, he is.
He's going.
He's going. Santa, stay up, please don't give in. It's not worth it. So what I'm going to do, just until we get the
Gonna
Rudolph
prop him
on, I'm going to just give him a wee, because Rudolph's going to hide that little hole there. So there we go. He's holding his walking sticks.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Those are the tricks you need to know, isn't it,
Yeah.
guys? So instead of panicking, simple.
Yeah.
Just put the stick in, there you go. So we got it over there for you guys?
Yeah.
Super.
Okay, so for
That's
the pom-pom, because it's quite a thin end on there, so what I've got is a little ball, and then make it into a sausage. So you've got two of the same size, and all we're going to do is sandwich the two balls together on top of the end part there. So on there, pop them on together, and then just squish on there like that, and then that just puts his wee pom-pom on.
Well, that's a nice little way of doing it, isn't it?
Run, try and stick it on the end.
Yeah.
It just keeps it on there. And that looks alright. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
wee bit small,
It
but it'll
does.
do. Now, it feels like it needs a little bit of holly on his hat. I don't know why, but it just needs a little bit of green up there. So what I'm going to do is just cut two little, tiny little teardrop shape. Press down. The back of the knife. There we go. And then just do your wee bits. Oops. It's a wee bit sticky tonight. There we go. And while that's actually stuck on the knife, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue there, and then just pop that little bit of holly. There we go.
I like that.
Good.
That's cute.
It's the wee silly bits, isn't
It's
it, that
cute.
make all the difference.
Yeah, well it is. It just finishes it off, doesn't it? I always say when you do the finishing bits, it's like when you're getting dressed up at night time and you put your party dress on, but if you don't put the earrings on in your shoes, it doesn't look right, does
No,
it?
no.
So you have to put the other little bits on.
Something's
None of our
missing.
cameras
You okay,
are getting
Paul?
that at all.
Oh, no,
Pardon?
no.
None of our cameras
All right,
are
okay.
getting that at all.
There we go. Sorry. There we go.
No, it's just us.
What I'll do is I'll just do another. I'll just show you how I did that. Sorry. So I'll
Yeah.
do a big one.
That's up to do.
There we go.
It's
So
good.
a ball into a cone. Okay.
Did our
Press
cameras
down.
get it? Yeah.
So is everyone getting it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just get the back of your knife, and then just 1, 2, and then just one there if you want, or maybe another one there.
I'm actually glad you did it bigger, because even though I'm stood here, I couldn't see
no.
it. I was going cross-eyed looking at it before.
Yeah, and then just one either side. So it's not even remotely like a big holly.
No,
But,
it does look
when
like
you see it on the hat,
Yeah.
it looks like holly.
And the berry finishes it off.
Maybe single berry. Yeah.
So we just
There we
spin
go.
it round for these guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We got it.
Right. Is that Santa finish? I think that's Santa
I think
finish.
it's finished, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we've got
Right.
Rudolph to do.
What? Rudolph will be much faster because he's just one colour, isn't he, really? So, right.
Super. Let's get him over there.
Okay, now while you're doing your little displays,
Right over there.
let's see.
You're having a great night. Hey, is it good? I'm sorry, I am bunged up. I'm trying my hardest not to.
Oh, no, you're doing well actually,
Yeah.
considering you're bunged up. Right, okay, so, and this is what you call definitely a wing and a prayer because I have no idea what I'm about to make here.
Well, that's
so.
what we love the most, when you don't know what you're going to make.
Completely
Come on,
clueless.
Rhea. We know you're dying to get in there.
Right, now I'm going to, this is going to look really wrong as well.
Yeah, it is. No, just do that again for your audience and our audience, what you did there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look right.
It's not quite got to the toilet in time. Okay, so let's have a look there. So yeah, that's a good body size there. So I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is just going to stick that down. There we go. A little bit of glue. There we go. I think that glue's getting thicker by the minute.
So while we're talking about this, you're going to Australia when?
February. So off
February.
in February for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, yeah.
Doing
yeah.
the wonderful classes, hopefully, for these animals.
Yeah, so it might be them, but I think it's confirmed that I'm doing the 5-day wedding class.
Oh, really?
I think that's almost confirmed.
Yeah.
We're in the final details at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
It's exciting though, isn't it, going around the world?
yeah, oh no, that's what I say. I was speaking to another cake artist the other day, and when you go to college to train, so I trained for 2 years full time. I never would have thought I would be flying around the world making cakes. It's just,
It's lovely.
it's such a privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's lovely.
very lucky. There we go. So what I'm going to do here, I'll take this off so you can see, because I know it's going to annoy you if you can't see what we're doing here. So we're going to make his tail. So just get the scissors, cut, and then flick.
Oh, look at
And
that.
there you go. And he's got his little tail at the back there. All right, as
That's
easy
so
as that.
good, isn't
Okay.
Did
There
your
you go.
audience and our audience see that, or was that just for Maria?
Was that?
You got it.
Did we get it?
I'll do it again, okay. And bigger style again, okay. So there's as well. Okay, scissors in, up like that, and then give it a little flick, and you've got your Bambi tail at the
Yeah,
back there.
super. That's so easy when you think about it.
Easy
isn't it?
peasy, easy peasy.
Fantastic.
Right, now what I want to do now is make his legs. Now originally I was going to have them like, do you know when you lie down on your belly and you have your legs crossed up in the air? But I'm not going to do that now because it's going to be too complicated. So we're just going to have him as if he's actually flown, landed like a
Yeah.
belly flap
Yeah,
sort of
that's
thing.
fine.
A belly flap, a belly flop.
Yeah. I'm
So-
sure it's going to look great.
Yeah, so a little sausage, roll it out, and if you get a little bit of ivory, or even like a lighter brown colour might be good.
Oh, with all that white there and brown in your hands, you could make it ivory very quickly.
That's true actually, yeah. And then just squish it down, and then all I'm going to do is just pop that on the end. And then there we go, that's just got a little hoofs at the end there. Give it a little roll, and then there we go. So I'm just cut that in half, like so. And then I'm just going to taper it down a little bit. There we go. That's fine. And then you want to just put a little line in the middle for his little, it's not a hoof, is it? It is a hoof, is it? What is it? It's not like a horse, it's more like a little line, isn't it? Like a Bambi type of, yeah, so.
Yeah, they just have one
it's
up
like
the
a
middle,
little-
don't they?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, there we go. I know, I'm trying to visualise.
Yeah.
There we go. That's when you normally flick onto Google, isn't it? And you have
Yeah.
a quick look, isn't it?
It's like because someone was doing flowers the other, was it Marion doing flowers, and we're just trying to get the name of the petals. Is it petals? Is it leaf?
Yeah,
Is
the
it
poinsettia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And we thought it was petals, but they're not, are they?
No.
They're not petals, they're
With something else.
which we don't remember.
Okay, this is looking very random. He's definitely looks like he's just landed.
I was going to say, he definitely
Should we
landed,
do
didn't
it? Should we do it up like that?
I think so.
I think that looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do it well. Okay, okay, I'm just going to leave that. Now, you could obviously do a little bit of texture, so if you just use the back end of the shell tool, and then just do a little texture. There we go. And then a wee bit of texture underneath there. So no one's going to see that really, are they? So that's fine. So, you okay, Santa? Yeah, he's fine. That's good. It's just making sure he's alright there. Right. Okay, so now we want to make his front legs. So just the exact same thing. So a little sausage. And I think we'll do them crossed as these little heads sort of sat on there as if he's bored. I think that's how we'll do it. And then, see how I keep on saying think? I think that's how we'll just see actually what happens, what comes out of the hands. Yeah. And we're just on here. And again,
can you see on that camera, or do you need to push it back?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I need to get you there for your,
right, okay.
do you need to be there for your camera as well?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, cool. Okay.
You've got a wider lens up there then, yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Proper equipment.
And then just cut down, and again just taper. Now you're hardly going to see these at the time of the head's made, but so I'll just give it a quick texture before it goes on. There we go. And then again, these little line in the middle. They're pretty huge, but we'll see, see how we get on. Yeah. Remember the eyeball thing I was talking about earlier on there? That's just right out the window.
Yep.
Right, a little bit of glue on there. That's fine. Now I'm going to just kick them around. There we go. There we are. So it's like that. That's good. And the idea is we're going to do it sudden. Yeah, that looks fine, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks good. Yeah.
It looks good.
So I'm actually going to cut a little bit of that away because there's too much. So I want them right underneath, and I'll cut a wee bit there. Right, there we go, and pop that up there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
good.
Fantastic.
That's fine.
Love it.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
What do we think? Looks great, doesn't it? How easy to make a Rudolph. So should we just turn around? So we've got you guys here on Cakeflix. You've all got it?
Yeah, we've got it.
Yeah,
Right,
super.
cool.
Let's come round to our guys here. Got it?
Yeah.
Brilliant, there we go.
Super.
Right, so onto his head. So what I'm going to do is just a simple little ball. And then we're just going to keep. This is where I'm really winging it.
Is it?
I can't even visualise a Rudolph's head at the moment, apart from a real Rudolph, like a real reindeer.
Should I get one up?
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm literally going to put two balls together, and hopefully when you put the red nose on it, it'll look like Rudolph.
I think we'll be happy.
Okay, so I'm going to sit this in place
and
actually just make him in there, so I don't have to keep on moving them back and forward. Now just see if
Can you guys see from there, yeah?
Yeah, we've got it from the
So
side,
we've got on
yeah.
the big side, so I'm just going to get. Are you okay, David?
Yep.
Yep.
They're full of information, these two camera people, aren't they? Quiet.
Yeah, it's like
Concentrating.
That's what you're doing, isn't it? You're concentrating on the cameras, we're here.
No, I don't like that right now. Oh, I've got it. It came back in the room. Right, okay, so I need to make it the same shape as the Santa's head. There we go, that's better. And then push that down, so you've got that kind of shape, like a sort of egg shape. That's it. There we go, I'm going to pop that in there like that. There we go. And then we're going to make a little muzzle. I tried to make the muzzle a little bit different from the hoof, just so it looks slightly different colour. So I've done a sort of beigey colour. And then that little muzzle is just going to get pressed on there like so. There we go. That's fine. And I'm just going to give him a big happy smile because he's with his best friend. There we go. Oh. Okay, so I've been working the sugar paste that long that it's actually a little squidgy. So he's got a bit of a dodgy looking smile. So to fix that, just get a damp paintbrush, pop it inside and just go back and forward. Look at that.
No, isn't that a great tip?
On like that. Okay, so there we go.
So we just need you to just turn that around and show our audience what you did there. So when you get a dodgy smile because you've overworked the sugar paste,
just a little damp paintbrush.
I'm just going to go this one here.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
That
Don't
one,
worry.
sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
So you get a paintbrush. What do we do?
Into that one, yeah.
Yep, and we'll show you guys.
Yeah, so a little
Get a
paintbrush
paintbrush.
and just go back and, oh, not that one.
Not that one.
Yeah, this one, and you put it inside the mouth and just go back and forward. It takes the rough edges away and smooths it off.
Yeah.
Alright?
So for the Cakeflix people,
So we're back around there.
I love it. Two lots of people in the audience.
Try to keep
two
everyone
lots of
happy.
cameras,
I know. So paintbrush in, back and forward, and it just smooths it off.
Yeah.
Happy days. There we
That's
go.
a great tip, that
Good.
though. Because I would be sort of having a meltdown now that the
Thinking,
sugar paste is melted,
yeah.
how am I going to get it smooth?
You're going to have to do it again type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm doing that because it doesn't actually matter, but just to give you a rough idea where the nose is going to, the eyes are going to be. And I think for the eyes for Rudolph, I'm actually giving white eyes just to sort of stick out a little bit more. So a little ball.
Can you see on your camera up there, David? Is he in place?
Yes. She's very small.
Yeah.
Sorry, yep. Oops. Right, okay, so fast. Okay, and then I just want to pop the eye in. There we go. And then the eye in. One's bigger than the other one, but we'll just go with it. Okay,
We like that, don't we? Father Christmas has got one bigger than the other, and then Rudolph has.
Yeah, I know, we've got a wee theme going on there. Now, actually, if you've got a black foot pen, just to save time, just so I've got one here, and I'm just going to use that to get the black there. So I'm just going to do it right in the middle there, like that. There we go.
How doesn't that pull them together?
There we go. Perfect. That was nice and fast.
Yeah.
Good. Right, now he's got ears to get, so ears and his wee antlers. So for the ears, and again, sorry guys, it's just going to be a small work again. So a little ball into a sausage, and then just make it into a rugby ball shape, or a slightly tapered rugby ball, like that, and then get a little bit of the lighter colour and do a mini version of what you've just made. There we go, back and forward, oops. There we go, and then just place that in the middle, and then just squish down. Perfect, like that.
Oh, good
okay. And then if you just get the sort of quilting tool, I think I had it out. Where have I put it? Nope. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There. Yeah. Okay. And then just push down like that.
Oh, look at that.
Like that. And there we go. We've got little Bambi ears there, and just cut that in the middle, like so. Oops. And then once you get that, just pinch at the bottom, and then just push it down a bit more, and then round, and you can see there. You've got your little Bambi type ear, like that. There we go. And then the same again. So the key thing is when you're making models like this, is just experiment all the time. Just experiment, take it off, put it back on, Google images, and eventually you get there. So nowadays, when I first started making cakes way back in the day, there was no Google. So I had to walk down to the newsagents and buy magazines. And flick through magazines to look for inspiration, or the library. I used to hire books in the library. That makes me sound really old, but that's actually what we used to do. Yeah.
Well, actually, still, internet hasn't been around that long, though,
No,
really.
it's not really. So gosh, that takes you right back, saying things like that. Okay, so let's just get his little ears on.
Oh, they're so cute. They really pull him together, don't they?
Yep, there we go. So I'm not sure about that, but once he gets his nose on, I don't know whether to do actually his wee ears. No, I'll do them up the way. That's fine. So, and of course, the only thing it's missing is his.
He could start looking like Scooby-Doo soon.
Yeah, thanks for that. Now we've got antlers to make. Now the one thing I normally make his antlers with modelling chocolate.
Can we just show over here? Not
Of
those
course,
Cakeflix
I can't actually. Oh, I know it. Yeah, so I'm just going to grab the modelling chocolate.
And then we're over here, David.
Chocolate.
Got it?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Right, I can't find modelling chocolate.
This cupboard's great, yeah. You want to see this cupboard he's got here next door. It's great, just everything's on hand. Brilliant, that cupboard of yours, isn't
Oh yeah,
it?
this
Just right on hand there.
So we're going to make black antlers, just for a wee change.
Okay.
Just because I can't find the modelling chocolates. Normally I use modelling chocolate, because you've got to make them hard so you can push them in. So so we'll just do black for today. So
do you want to come over there?
that's it. So what we want to do is just roll down, and don't make it too thin apart from the end part, but make it quite chunky in the middle. And these points, if that was modelling chocolate, what I'd normally do is pop it in the fridge. It goes rock solid. You can just literally just push it into the head and it stays there. So we just cut there like that. Just check the size. Yeah, that's good. I think I might go for more of a mousse today. Mousse antlers today. So just press down. Press down. Oh, I've got an idea. I've seen the top drawer to your right there. There's some gold dust. Let's dust them gold.
Oh, crikey, look at all this here.
Yeah, so you get
It's great, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Okay, and then just get your scissors, and you want to just cut almost like a tree branch.
Oh, that's a nice gold.
There we go. Like that. There we go. And then that top one there, just give it a wee pinch, and round there. And yes, it's more like a mousse, to be honest, but it gives the idea. Okay, so cut. There we go. Oh, that's a nice one. Radiant gold. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. And there we go. So we've got little antlers like that.
How good are they?
Perfect. Good. And a wee bit of kitchen roll. Where's the kitchen roll? Yeah. Now, while we've got the gold out, we can maybe put a little bit of gold in his buckle as well.
Yeah.
You could do a bit of gold in the buckle. So hopefully this modern chocolate's going to behave itself. And I'll get one of these brushes and then just dab a little bit onto the tissue. There we go. That's fine. And then we're going to go for black and gold antlers. Very, very posh.
Very posh.
There we go.
He's a wealthy one, this one, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's,
Yeah.
There we go.
You don't get Rudolphs like that where I come from.
He's obviously worked very hard. He's got a good Santa.
Yeah.
There we go. That looks alright actually.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't that nice when you're winging things and it
Yeah.
just comes together?
I think they always come out best when you wing it.
Definitely. Now it's not soft and it's not going as hard as I hope because of it's not modern chocolate. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to attach it onto his legs, Santa's legs, so it actually holds on at the back there.
Right.
Okay. So if we just sorry Santa, I'm going to have to. There we go. Right. Now if I just, it's like a delicate operation here. So I'm just putting the wee holes above the ears. Ben, the old dog that you've seen, we've got Ben the golden retriever. When we lived in the Highlands of Scotland when he was younger, he actually caught 2 red deers.
Oh, did it?
Full size, like bigger than this table,
Yeah.
right outside the house. Oh my, and the noise it made when they brought these little poor, but they were fine actually, but they ran off. But yeah, oh my goodness, it was a bit scary. Now he just likes to watch them bounce by.
No.
Right, okay, so here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back. Hopefully, she doesn't know where the camera's going,
No.
and I got it over here.
I remember when one of our dogs caught a squirrel once. He was that shocked he caught it, he didn't know what to do with it.
That's what
And
happens.
the squirrel was running around the house. So the dog brought it in, and the squirrel was running around the house like a lunatic, which it would, of course. And old George at the time was like, "Did I catch that?"
What is that? When will it be ready for eating?
Yeah.
That's actually worked out alright, there we go. So
Yeah,
we've got his wee
it's
antlers
brilliant.
on there. So, yep, there we go, that's good.
Yeah, looks brilliant.
Alright, we're going to do a little bit of dust on his buckle before I take that away.
Look, look at that, how good. We got it?
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to just pop a little bit of gold on his buckle. There we go. Now what's missing? His big red nose. I think that hopefully will make him look like Rudolph and not some squished up
Yeah.
monster.
He's looking cute. He's looking cute.
Let's get that on there.
So Sugar and Crumbses. Do you like that? Sugar and Crumbses.
Crumbses.
So Sugar and Crumbs guys, are you loving this tutorial? What a great night. It's always a great night over at Sugar and Crumbs anyhow. And I hope you Cakeflix people are enjoying it as well. And don't mind us invading Paul's kitchen.
Not at all. But I heard something at the door earlier on.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, there we go. That's it. The red nose
That's
on.
it. Cute.
There we go. Perfect. And I think
Perfect.
that's it finished.
That's it done.
Do you want to take the risk, or will I take the risk?
I'm taking it out now. You're doing it.
We'll try it. I'm going to try it. Let's see what
There you
happens. Well, let's turn it around first to make sure everyone's seen it first.
Yeah.
And then we'll release Santa. Just go straight forward.
How brilliant is that, isn't it?
Right, here goes.
Right, come alive now.
There goes. a little glass of wine
We're
in his
done.
hand.
So let's just sit that there. Let's bring over our other cake.
It seems like a lifetime ago we made the
Yeah, it
hedgehog,
does.
doesn't it?
But it is, he's stuck to the board. So
Is it
isn't
stuck? There you go. There we go. He's been very patient over there,
He
actually,
has.
hasn't he? I'll move this out of the way. Is this in the way? I don't know if you can actually see that or not. Move these bags out of the way. There we go.
So there you go, guys. I hope you've really enjoyed it tonight. You've been great fun. I've really enjoyed
Thanks
it.
very much.
And thank you for letting us in your kitchen.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great
Yeah.
having you over. I think you've set a new precedent, really, haven't you?
Yeah, we're coming back. We can get to our kitchen next time. And thank you, David, as well, for having us here. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll let Paul say something in a minute. But I just want to say, really, again, thank you to Nicola at the Little Peach Cakery. She uses our Nifty Nozzles. She's always making these. She sells them, and she's been very kind enough to do a tutorial. And how good? Paul had to learn from it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Every day's a school day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just it did his own little take on it. So for the Nifty Nozzles, just so you can see, you can do any colour you'd like. I want to do sort of like, I like to keep pink in everything, but with the autumny colours as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then we've got this amazing, this is just absolutely brilliant, winging it on the night. And as I said to Paul, just knock up a model. And that was exactly what he's done. Well done to you.
No problem, thanks very much. Oh, it's been really nice being on with you guys, and it's been nice to cross over to the I was going to say the dark side, but it's definitely not the dark side, it's definitely the pink side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course back to our guys at Cakeflix. I hope you've enjoyed the little surprise. We've not spoken about it at all. I've been very good at keeping the wee secret, and it's been great fun having you come over. Thanks very much, Carol.
I've enjoyed it too.
Yeah, no, it's been really good fun.
And I've got Maria saying something here. What are you saying, Maria?
What are we going to do next Thursday?
Oh right, oh she can't wait. We haven't even finished tonight. Right, yeah.
Give us a chance.
Give us a chance.
She's got her suitcase packed already.
Just because she forgot the cameras doesn't mean she can stick her nose in now. So anyhow, thank you very much for having us. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Laura, fantastic job as usual, even though you've had to work on a tiny little control station. Thanks to
If
Maria.
you can actually see, you've got a tiny camera, and David's got this
David's got this big thing, and Laura's working off an iPhone. It's a wonder she hasn't gone cross-eyed tonight looking at this. But God bless her, they've done a great job. And I hope you did enjoy our fun little thing. It's a little bit unusual. We wasn't sure whether we should do a big announcement or whether we should just go with it. And it's actually really nice just to see what type of following we got by not knowing who was going on.
Definitely, and
Yeah,
I think it's been good fun. And yesterday you said let's just wing it and see what happens, and I think it's worked very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Good.
Well done.
So, there's a couple of lives. Let's just go over a few things. So we do a Facebook Live every Thursday morning, albeit I was poorly last week, and believe me, those who watched me last Monday, you saw that I started with the shakes. Well, I've never felt so ill and rough in my life. And I also had some sad news as well that week, which really didn't help. So we're live in our Sugar and Crumbs kitchen on Thursday with my daughter Laura. We're making a roulade, and if I'm up to it, I'll make those shortbread biscuits. And you are here on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right, 7 o'clock for the great cake pricing debate. There we go, I managed to say it in one go.
I don't know how you said it. That's why I just shut my mouth.
And then we're back on Friday as well for the pro members for the Q&A at 7 p.m. on Friday.
Yes. So if David, let me just explain that because he's just said something there. Pro members, Cakeflix has different levels. So do you want to explain what that is?
Yep. So we have obviously our free members, which are the ones who come on for the free trial, and then you can progress from there up to the paid membership, which is premium membership, which is all the cakes. So just cakes. So you get to see all the cake tutorials. Then if you want to go to the next level, the pro level, that's if you want to take your cakes to the next level, and of course if you may want to go into business. And David does a lot of the business chat on there about how to start your own cake business, pricing cakes, social media, and all there is to actually start your own cake business.
And that's actually really fantastic for those of you who really want to go professional, to actually have those types of conversations going on, how to set up your business from the very best, by the way, how to set up your own business, all those pricing questions, everything. It's really worth the investment. So guys, do pop over and join that. I think you will not be wasting your money. In fact, I'm sure you won't be wasting your money. Certainly add something to your bow and arrow there.
Yeah, well, thanks very much. And of course, to the Cakeflix ones, if you've not tried this amazing sugar over here, you need to try it because the buttercream, what was it? That toffee one was just, because I don't eat much. Vanilla fudge, that was it. It tasted amazing, and it really natural flavours as well, isn't it? So
How much do I owe you?
We'll work it out later on over that glass of wine.
That vanilla fudge is good though. In fact, all our flavours are good. That's what I'm talking about. It was really funny in the office
Have
this
you got
week.
Christmas one as well? Did I
We've
say
got mulled
Christmas?
wine
Yeah.
and we've got toasted marshmallow. Yes.
Very good.
So it was funny because in the office, I've been making these flavours for years now, and I was in the office and I tried toasted marshmallow one time and I was like, God, that's good. That's really good. And then I tried banana split and I was like, oh, these two are like, but Carol, you make them. But it's so long ago since I've tasted them.
50 flavours and a lot of flavours, mind you.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
This is why I'm a lovely curve, yeah. It cost a lot of money, these curves. So, anyhow, so we're going to say goodbye now, let you get on with your evening. Please do pop over to Cakeflix, Sugar and Crumbsers. Cakeflix, pop over to ours. Watch us every Monday and Thursday. We do free tutorials. We're live, so we're not as good as these guys, but we do offer a lot. And I'm sure you guys who want to up your game, you'll be investing in a great product in these guys. And I will see you on Thursday, 11 o'clock on Sugar and Crumbs, and we'll see you first at 7 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic. Thanks very much. So I think we're finished.
We're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Should we say bye-bye?
We're going to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Bye.